All right. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Heart of the City, where we talk about all New York City area sports. I'm your host, NYG22, aka Unpopular Opinion Sports. I'm here today with, of course, my co-host, Mr. Coach Ed Gladney, and our special guest for today, my man, Mr. Mitch Kofsky. How y'all doing today, man? What's good with you?
I'm doing good right now.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Okay.
Everything is gravy.
That's what's up, man. How y'all feeling about everything, man? You know, NFL season getting kicked in. You know, NBA about to go back to training camp, I think, soon. And of course, you know, baseball in the middle of its pennant race.
Yep.
So some interesting things to talk about there, man. But I just want to set it off, man, with we're going to get into a little bit of NFL preseason. Of course, had the Jets-Browns Hall of Fame game last Thursday, man. You know, Zach Wilson out there, you know, a lot of people was raving about Zach Wilson or whatever, you know, but man, it's preseason. That's light work, you know. I'm not too caught up on it, man, you know, but it's Heart of the City. You know, I know Jets fans are really excited about their backup quarterback to Aaron Rodgers. But it's good to have football back. Either way it go, man. You know what I'm saying? So how y'all feeling about that, man?
It's like when it gets to football season.
Button.
So, you know, it's that time. It's that money time. It's what it's all about. You get through the whole year and you get to this point, and that's what it's about, man. Let's go.
That's right, man. That's right. Let's go, man. You already know, man. Let's go, man. Let's get it cracking, man. So there we go. All right. But that being said, man, let's talk, man. Let's talk about training camp real quick. Let's talk about the preseason preview, man. Mitch, the Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, of course. We are in the same division. You know, we are rivals, you know, but different feelings coming out of different training camp. You know, I know just speaking to the Giants training camp, there's still a lot of schism, I should say, amongst the fan base. Not too much amongst the team. I think the Giants are pretty focused on what they got to do this season, man, and their goal. But from the fans, you know, they can be a little fragile sometimes, man. A little up and down practice happened today, man, with joint practice with the Detroit Lions. But how are things over there in Eagles camp? How's Jalen Hurts looking? How are A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and everybody over there looking?
So to start off with Jalen Hurts, right? So his accuracy has gotten so much better just from the offseason alone. I mean, from like the short amount of time. Just the work this guy puts in and day out. It's just amazing with him being the number 3 ranked player. I'm sure we're going to get into that later. He's just always room to improve, and that's what I got out of him. And then you go to the wide receivers, right? You go to A.J. Brown. You go to Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown did drop a couple of easy passes, but he had this one catch. I'm pretty sure you guys saw it on Twitter. The one-handed grab in the end zone. So just off that,
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown is doing good. And Devontae Smith, I mean, he missed a couple passes here and there. It is practice. I'm not exactly worried. Get their drops out
Right.
now instead of the regular season. So for that, and Quez Watkins, bro. Quez Watkins has been improving so much. He's putting his work in. His
As
body's looking good.
Watkins, yeah.
The physique is good. The competition for him is insane against that guy who came from the Falcons. I still can't pronounce his name. So just the competition with that two spot is really interesting. And then the running backs, right? You got Swift, Penny, Gainwell,
How
Boston.
about Swift? How's Swift looking? Because that's didn't y'all trade to get Swift?
Yeah, we traded in the draft to get Swift, and
Mm,
he's been doing good. He looks good. He's just trying to stay healthy. They actually had him at kick return. They had him at kick return. They had Rashad Penny at kick return. They had AJ Brown at kick return. So they're trying different spots in that aspect. So Swift
mm.
is looking good. Penny's looking good. Just them out there is looking good right now. Everything's looking good on the offense.
How about Jalen Hurts? Because I was hearing some things about Jalen Hurts actually not looking so great in practice on Twitter today. Want to talk about that a little bit?
From what I have seen, obviously it's training camp. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
seen much of anything. So what I've seen look good, and I don't know, it's Twitter. Like, I don't believe everything I hear or read on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just me. I'd rather see it with my own eyes or from my guys at Hardcore Sports Network. So, hey, one sec. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna talk about Giants training camp. So basically, joint practice today. Giants, Lions. A little bit of what from all the reports I got was a kind of a back and forth affair. A little up and down day for DJ and the offense. The defense, they were, I guess, a little up and down as well. Some nice plays, some nice pass breakups there. Also had some nice plays by Dexter Lawrence. Of course, always doing his thing. But as far as the run defense, apparently, from some things I heard that it was not great. But Coach, what have you been hearing out of Giants training camp, man? And what is it that you want to see in this upcoming preseason game from the New York Giants?
Okay. I mean, I'm getting mixed reviews. I mean, of course, training camp is practice. I mean, same thing
Mm-hmm.
with today. Against the it's a practice session against the Lions. Paul Tatino, basically alluded to the fact that there were some good moments and there were some not so good moments. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he's probably more reliable. And it was one other it was Schmeck. He was also
Mm-hmm.
pretty much saying the same thing. And here's Datino's tweet earlier today, about 7 hours ago. The Giants at the Lions camp. Generally, New York won both sides of the 3-on-2 trenches drill and the 1-on-1 trenches drill.
Mm-hmm.
11 on
Okay.
11s. First team defense did well versus the run, but mixed versus pass, and offense mixed overall. Inconsistent, as Jones said. So that tells me everything I need to know right there.
Mm-hmm.
It was good on both. I mean, it was good parts on both sides. It was bad parts on both sides. That's what you kind
Mm-hmm.
of expect. I'm even looking at a picture of a run, a video of a run play for Barkley right up inside, and he squeezed right through. Good blocking, sustained blocking, good cut, got into open space. And I heard that quite a few other times that the run game was there, for the Giants. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it, people going crazy, and this person says this and this person says that, in the immediacy of the work. But you need to settle down, look at the film, analyze everything, and really see what really happened. I mean, I saw a pass to Colin Johnson for a touchdown. I believe it was from
Mm-hmm.
not from DJ, it was from Tyrod Taylor. You know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a mixed review. It's a mixed review. It as I've been saying, even in spaces, it's practice, man. As long as we,
Yeah.
today to tomorrow, do we get a little bit better? That's all I'm looking for, brick by brick, until we get ready
Mm-hmm.
for week 1. That's all I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
for. Every week to get better. No injuries. That's also the other thing. I have to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want any injuries. I mean, Campbell, he, something happened. They pulled him out, but everyone said he's fine. Um, and no major situations, no major injuries. That's all I'm looking for, man. Get some good work. Evaluate the players that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Try and see if what you need to do to position your depth chart, and see who's going to make the cut. Let's go. That's it.
Right. And I think what it is fans get caught up in a lot of the media hype
Hmm.
and a lot of these rankings and different things like that. So we're gonna talk about the rankings. I honestly could give a shit less about these rankings, to be honest with you. As long as my team is winning games and winning Super Bowls,
Yeah.
right? Throw them
That's
up,
that's
coach.
that's what it boils down to, man.
You know what
You
I'm
know,
saying?
we're
So,
here to we're here,
I,
everybody's rooting for the team to win. So that's it.
mhm. But that being said, Andrew Thomas not being a top 100 player.
That's actually ridiculous. What?
Yeah, and you know what? A lot, even fans outside of Giants Nation have said the same thing. Why is he not on there? It doesn't make sense. You know,
Why?
Where
Why
did
is
he?
but
it that the media continues to take shots
but
at
in fairness to the media, I will say
the
this.
Giants?
I will say this in reference to Andrew Thomas. This is his peers. This is their ranking.
I know it's the
So
coaches and a
no,
lot
it's
of
not the
their
coaches. It's the
influences. I
players.
mean
The
the
players.
players, yeah.
Players,
It's
yeah.
the
You know
players.
what I'm saying? And a lot of them buy into the media hype as well, if believe it or not. But why is he not up there at all?
But I can't answer. I honestly
He is
cannot answer.
arguably, not even arguably, he's a top 3 left tackle in the game. You might can argue Trent Williams. I give you that because he's a vet
Hmm.
and he's been doing it longer, but ain't nobody out there doing what Andrew Thomas is doing on a bad, what people say is a bad offensive line. That's what people say. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So him not being up there
Now
is
let me
one
ask
thing.
you guys. Let me ask you guys this: where would
Go
you
ahead.
personally rank? Like, give me like a range where you would have Andrew Thomas, like
Out
30
of
to
the top
40.
100,
Yeah, like 30
if
to
you're
40.
arguably the top left tackle in the game, you're a top 20 player, if
Oh,
not top 10.
okay.
The top
Where
left tackle should definitely be top 10 because
where where where
it's
was Tristan Wirfs ranked at?
was worth the top.
No, he
Let me
wasn't. He
see, what is
wasn't.
this list
No.
at? Let me
You could
go.
just type hashtag NFL Top 100 and then some posts will come up, but I'll look for it. Isn't it on ESPN or
Yeah, they
ESPN
got
Plus
it
or
up here
something?
somewhere. I got it. It's on the NFL. I think,
Uh,
yeah. So yeah, they're not even.
no, I'm just gonna Google it. All right, I got it from 10 to 1. So 10 is Chris Jones, 9 is Micah Parsons, 8 Allen, Tyreek Hill 7, Burrow 6, then so on and so forth. Kelsey 5.
Trent Williams. Okay, Trent Williams is number 14.
Okay, and where's
He's
Tristan Wirfs? Isn't Tristan Wirfs the next tackle after him? That's why I asked that. I thought that. Well, who's the second tackle ranked?
I'm looking for it. I'm 30. That's loss is 28. Damn, they not even see. They're not even valuing the tackle position because
Not really.
I don't
no.
see another offensive tackle coach until I'm still looking through it. They got Jason Kelsey, the center, at 37. Yeah. Where is the tackles?
Arms? Okay, I'm down in the 80s. Hold on.
Yeah. See, I'm not seeing the offensive lineman. Lane Johnson's number 41.
Yeah, Lane, that's the last one. And then Jason Kelsey.
You know, now because they basically they're not ranking the offensive linemen
They're not really, no.
Mm-hmm.
because I can't see Andrew Thomas. No disrespect, I can't see Andrew Thomas that because I know Dexter is what 26. If I'm not mistaken, Dexter's
28.
He's
28.
28. So, you know, that's my point. I would actually have Dexter, AT in that range. If you want to say 25 to 30, that's fine. I'm cool with that. You know, if I'm going to, put him in that
What's
range.
good, Coach Dante? What up, man? What's good with you, bro? What's popping, man?
Hey, how you been,
Appreciate
man? It's
you,
been
man.
a while.
Yeah, man. We rocking and rolling over here, man. But NFL preseason, man, you know what I'm saying? We talking, man. We chopping it up, man. So now, with that being said, a lot of people are talking about this quarterback rankings. And so, okay, in the top 10, they have Pat Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Hurts, Nick Bosa, Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow, Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, Michael Parsons, and Chris Jones. And they don't have they do have Jalen Hurts at number 3. So a lot of people are talking about this. In your opinion, your honest opinion, Mitch Kopsky, Mr. Eagles fan, is Jalen Hurts the number 3 player in the NFL?
I think that's a good spot for him, honestly. But people are telling me that he should be ahead of Jefferson. People are telling me that he should be ahead of him. But I'm like,
what up, Levance? What's good with you, bro?
Hey, what's good, Levance? How you been? So, people are telling me that he should be over Jefferson, but Jefferson almost, what was he, like 100 yards away from 2,000? Something like that? Wasn't Jefferson around that range? So, I think that's a good spot for Hurts. I really do. Best quarterback in the NFC.
Chiefs players in the top 100. 3 Chiefs players in the top 10. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, Jalen Hurts is not. Look, I'm a Giants fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like Jalen Hurts. I think he's a good quarterback.
You know, everyone
he's not
says
the number
that.
3. He's not the number 3 player in the NFL.
Who would you have ahead of?
Arguably, he's not the number 3 player in his position.
All right. I mean, you got where's Joe Burrow on that? If you're going to say Hurts is number 3,
6.
No, I'm saying you're going to say you're going to put him at 6 over Jalen Hurts. Behind Jalen Hurts. Now, to be fair, Mitch. I mean, you even said it. So many Eagles fans until last year wanted to get rid of Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
At least Burrow has been
Mm-hmm.
consistent and has done it over several years.
Mm.
So you're going to put him in number 3 off of 1 year.
Just the fact the season he has had, and each time we lost a game, Jalen Hurts did not play that game. He did not play it in the regular season. It was Gardner Minshew. And yes, in the Super Bowl, he did fumble, but he did tie the game. He did tie the game. It was the defense. We couldn't stop Mahomes. So it's just like, I get, people are telling me it could be a 1-year wonder. Maybe. I think I disagree with that. But with the offense we have, he can easily progress. I just want to see how this year goes. But I think 3 is a good spot. Burrow's lower. I guess it's because of his injury.
I strongly disagree.
I kind of figured that.
Jalen Hurts is what's up next shift, man. Jalen Hurts is not the number 3 player in the NFL.
So who would you have ahead of him that's on the list?
He's not number 3. Like Coach said, I'm taking Mahomes and Burrow over him off rip.
Yeah, me too.
And then you gotta talk about what's good, Coach Dante. What's good, man? Appreciate you joining the show.
What's good, y'all? Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, what's good, man?
And then you gotta take into account
Herbert.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I was gonna say.
I'm not with that. I'm not with the Justin Herbert thing. You know, people go back and forth with that, but he hasn't done anything for me. But you do got to talk about guys like Josh Allen, and what about Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers was ranked 50, 51. I'll definitely take Hurts over Allen based off this last year. If you want to go career, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers for the career. You can't.
I definitely disagree with that. I disagree with Dak Prescott. How is Dak Prescott even on the list?
Look, if I'm looking at the list now. I mean, Nick Bosa definitely can be. It should be over him. Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow.
What did they have Dak Prescott? Dak Prescott is number 56 on the list. So Dak Prescott is the 56th best player in the NFL. Is that what y'all saying? Is that what the NFL was telling us?
You don't even have Aaron. You don't even have Aaron Donald in the top 10.
Yeah, he's number 11.
He's number 11.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like this is. That's why I said this list is just for me. It's just.
It's always like that with these lists. It's always like that. I'm actually curious what Coach Dante has to say.
It's just very, very disrespectful, man. But yeah, weigh in on this, Coach Dante, man. What you think about this NFL list, man? And how you talk about your Houston Texans? How they looking down there in Houston?
First of all, I want to say thank y'all for having me on. And one thing, I don't use versus a player. This seems to always come into play. It's accolades. It's accolades over a player. That's one thing I don't judge. I just basically judge better player wise. That's what I basically just do. So I'll take the accolades up out of the situation, and then I look at player situation, what they have around them, and what coaches they have around. That's my point of view of a player. If I'm gonna put a player on someone, but one person that is very underrated in that top 10, that players or teams people continue to disrespect is Chris Jones. Chris Jones is big for what the Kansas City Chiefs does on that defensive line. And in that Super Bowl, he in the second half, they starting to get a little push, force Jalen Hurts up out of the pocket a little bit. I thought that was most of the difference in that game, but he continues to get disrespected as a defensive lineman. So I just want to mention Chris Jones, how very disrespectful that people has been to him. And I'm not saying you guys, but probably the media and other people should notice this man and how great this man is. You got Aaron Donald. I mean, he takes on double teams repeatedly and still get to the backfield. What player that takes on a triple team and a double team and still can wreck a football game by himself? So other than that, I'm okay with the top 10. I think Joe Burrow's the second best quarterback in all of football. I mean, 3 AFC championships, going to the AFC championship 3 times and coming off of ACL, getting to the Super Bowl, almost winning the Super Bowl. If he would have stayed up 1 second, he would have basically won it because he had a wide open T. Higgins. I think he's the second best quarterback in all of football. And if you can have a toss up between Hurts and Josh Allen, if you actually want to, that's kind of, to me, debatable. The one thing that is up is Jalen Hurts is going to the Super Bowl, but I'm not going to use the Super Bowl just to pin that on Josh Allen and put him over Josh Allen too much. But you can argue. I wouldn't be upset if you put Hurts over Allen. I wouldn't do all that. I wouldn't be upset at that. But right now, my last say can't do too much about it. The players did this. The players play these players. They watch these players, so they have some insight on how they play. And it's for my Houston Texans. You know, I've been going to training camp. I went Friday, Saturday, and just came back today.
Okay.
Looked really good out there. The energy looked really good. Looked better than ever. And we got the rookies out there looking like veterans. When you watch the Tank Dell, Xavier Hutchinson from Iowa State, you won't think they rookies. You won't think they rookies for the plays they're making. CJ Stroud taking command of the huddle. This defense is flying around. This defense is just flying around. Jimmy Ward knocked out Dalton Schultz the other day at practice, and he didn't even have pads on. And when you look at Dalton Schultz in person, the guy's a big ass tight end in person. So other than that, I like the direction this team going in. And D'Amico Ryan's got this team ready, and he got the defense flying around. And this secondary is going to be better than what it was last year. The linebacking core, really like the linebacking core. Henry Toto starting to get a lot of burn. He's going to be a sleeper to start this year, but I like the direction this team is going
in. Talk a little bit about CJ Stroud. I know that's the big ticket quarterback you guys drafted in the NFL draft. You know, we were there. You know, I was actually excited for you guys. The move you pulled off at the top of the draft, being able to get CJ Stroud, man. But talk about how he's looked in camp, man, and what's got you so excited about CJ Stroud.
What got me so excited about, he know how to find the open guy. He's know how to find the open guy. And when it's an open guy, he put the ball just right on the money, pinpoint accurate, right where it just need to be. His command of the huddle is getting a little better. He's starting to take a little command, and he's a lot mobile. He's a lot mobile than what you think. He's a lot athletic than what you think. You saw it in the Georgia game, and I've seen it a little bit for the past 3 days in training camp. It's a pocket awareness, his ability when he's brushed and to step up in the pocket. Now, there's a little concern because it is the Houston Texans, and we have offensive line issues in Ohio State. You know, he rarely had to move up out of the pocket. The only time he really had to move when he had to play Georgia, but that's the type of defense Georgia got. And he did a very good job in eluding the pocket and having awareness. So he's starting to come on with that a little bit more. He got 4 interceptions in training camp, but you expect that from a rookie playing against a real actual NFL defense. But he's starting to get better. His pinpoint accuracy is still there. He still was one of the most, coming out of the draft, he was the most probably accurate quarterback that you really seen in college, and he's still there. And it's just the receivers. They love him. The players love him. The coaching staff loves him. It's a different energy when he's on the field than when Davis Mills on the field. Jalen Petrie is high on him. This defense is high on him. The offense, like I say, the whole offense just love him. And he's starting to be a leader and take command of that huddle. And that's what you want in your quarterback, to take a command in the huddle. Every time someone drops a pass or he lets up, he goes by, dap him up. He daps him up and going to the next play. That's what type of player I'm getting from CJ Stroud in training camp. He's really lighting it up. He had a great three days. He had a great 3 days so far, man. So right now, he's a starter in week 1 in the preseason against New England. They've been very impressed with CJ Stroud. He's been lighting up in practice. Today, he was 15 of 21, and he was money in big time situations in practice today.
That's good stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? CJ Stroud, of course, man, you know, of Ohio State, man, you know, hopefully can do big things out there in Houston with the Texans, man. One more question, man, before I pass it off over to Coach. What have you seen from the defense, man? I see y'all in the chat. What's up, Tudo? Bookends, what's good with y'all, man? What's up, man? We talking NFL training camp, man. Got my man Coach Dante up here. Got Mitch Kofsky up here, man, with Hardcore Sports Network. And we're gonna talk a little bit of NFL training camp, man, because we want to gauge other fan bases and how they feeling about their team. Because the New York Giants fan base is crazy, and I'm gonna ask y'all an important question later on, man. So stick around, man. It's dealing with New York, man. So this heart of the city, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. Tudo, what's good, man? What's up, man? What's popping, man? Appreciate you, man. Always appreciate your support, my brother, man. From across the pond. But talk about the defense. I don't know why I'm blanking on the big guy you got
Will
at
Anderson.
the top of
Will
Anderson, man. How is Will Anderson look, man? And I know last year you had Dirk Stingley. You know what I'm saying? So you got a nice young defense, some nice young pieces over there, man. Talk a little bit about your defense, man. How they've been looking under what I think, man, is going to be a hell of a coach, man. DeMeco Ryan, of course. DeMeco Ryan, for those that don't know, was the coached that excellent 49ers defense over there, man. Now the head coach of the Houston Texans. So talk about what y'all got, because the Texans could be asleep in that division. That your division is not. It's not a division that's like set in stone, and you know what I'm saying. Basically, like, okay, the Colts got this division or the Jags got this division. A lot of people are picking the Jags, man, but I'm not 100% sold on Trevor Lawrence and everything, man, like that. They could be a one-hit wonder, but talk about your defense, Coach Dante. What's good with you, J-Lay, man? Appreciate you, bro. Popping. What's popping, my G?
Oh, man. Well, you talking about Will Anderson, man. He's been the only person that's actually able to block him at practice is Laremy Tunsil. Laremy Tunsil is a top 3 offensive lineman in the league. So that's the only person that's basically able to block him. But any other body else, man, he looks just unblockable out there. Laremy Tunsil up on him, expect him to be at the football, expect him to be on by the football and be at the quarterback if Laremy Tunsil is not guarding him or shutting him down in practice. It was one play that I watched today. They tried to run into his side, and he actually hurdles over a player and just stuff Damian Pierce at that line of scrimmage. And Damian Pierce is one of the hardest guys to tackle in the league as a rookie. So to able to make that athletic play, and then he also bumped up on some muscle. He's now 260 pounds now, so he's able to get a little push. And this defense, like I say, has been flying around. Christian Harris is legit. He's going to be legit this year. If he plays the whole season, he runs about a sub 4.4. He can go sideline to sideline.
That's the linebacker y'all got. Yeah,
that's the linebacker we got last year from Alabama. He missed a little bit of time in the first half of the season. We got him back in the second half of the season. He was really effective. And we also got Henry To'oTo'o out there looking good. Our 5th round pick from Alabama. We actually got him out there looking good. Don't be surprised if he's out there starting. I think that's a plan for him to start in the near future. We also got Denzel Perriman, who's being a leader out there, who's a tackling machine. He's back right. And that secondary is just looking good as ever. Jalen Petrie and Jimmy Ward like a dangerous 1-2 tandem at that safety position. And the DBs, Steven Nelson, happy that he got his money. He's playing better than ever. He had a hell of a season last year. Derek Stingley, CJ Stroud didn't even throw the ball his way today. That told you how better he's gotten, how good of a threat he will be this coming season. As far as the division, I'm not scared of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know everybody's picking the Jacksonville Jaguars, and rightfully so, but you got to forget, last year, the Texans, they weren't even the best team in the division. We actually were the best team in our division. We were 3-2-1. We had a winning record. When it came to the division, we were better. We were actually the better team in the division when it came to okay. Jaguars were better outside of the division than we were. That was the difference. But Jaguars were only 4-3 in the division. They struggled when they played had to play the division. So the key for us is outside of the division. Can we win outside? We know we can win inside the division, but outside of the division, I think that's the key for us.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff, man. What's good with you, J-Lay, man? What's popping, man? What's good, my G?
Nothing much, man. I just seen you was online, so you know what I'm saying, popped in. What was y'all talking about? I assume this gentleman right here is a Dolphins fan. That's what I'm thinking.
Nah, man. This my man, Coach Dante, man. Down there in H-Town, man. He down there with you, man. Houston, man. Yeah, man. He's a Houston Texans fan. Yeah. He's a Houston Texans fan.
I ain't from Houston, but I love it here. I don't think I'm ever
gonna But Mitch, man, you still there, man? Kick it back over to Mitch, man. Because I did bring him on as my special guest tonight, man. And I don't want to disrespect you, bro. So
all good, man. All good.
Talk a little bit about them Eagles, though, man. Because we got Giants here, we got Houston Texans fans. You know what I'm saying? So the Eagles, man. We was talking about Jalen Hurts in the top three as a top 3 quarterback, man. Who do you think is the biggest threat, if you may say a threat, to the Eagles as far as the NFC is concerned?
As the NFC concerned, I mean, I wish I can put the 49ers there. I wish I can, but it's just who's their quarterback going to be for that? Is it Purdy? Like, that's my question over there. I hate to say this, but Dallas is up there. You can put Dallas there just for addition.
What is it about Dallas that people – is it their defense? Because I'm not impressed with what they have going on offense, especially as Mike McCarthy going to be calling plays.
Yes, they defense.
And they got Dak Prescott as the quarterback.
From what I can tell, I mean, my best friend, he lived in Dallas. He a Dallas fan, and he don't never mention too much about no offense. He always talking about the defense. Now, I mean, he gonna say CD is, the best, but they say a lot of things every year.
Right.
Exactly. But Mitch, so you said Dallas. Why are you impressed with the 49ers? You just think the quarterback situation? Because you can make that argument with the Cowboys. Is it quarterback situation?
Yes, I know.
You'll hold them back.
You can make the same exact thing with both teams. With the defenses, their defense is elite. I'm not gonna knock them for that. And with the Niners, I mean, D'Amico Ryans. Right? Oh wait, wow. What am I thinking? Wait, is he the defensive coordinator? I'm drawing a blank.
No, D'Amico's with Houston.
Houston, that's what I was thinking.
Texans,
I'm like, what the hell? No, the brain.
But where you been?
Yeah, then I can guess. I can put Giants up there. I can put you guys up there. If Daniel Jones has the year he had last year and he progresses a little bit, and I'm excited to see Darren Waller and Saquon Barkley there. I'm excited for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe the Commanders too, because they did beat us last year. So it's just like can't knock the NFC East.
The Commanders, yeah. You can't knock the NFC East, that's for sure, man. You know what I mean, man? But a lot of people overreact to training camp and different things like that, man. But the one thing I will say about the New York Giants, and we say this a lot over here, do not underestimate that coaching staff. We have arguably one of the best defensive coaches in the league in Wink Martindale and the coach of the year and Brian Dable. And when I look around the league, I see a lot of coaching changes. And the Giants are the one team or one of the few teams that are actually bringing their entire coaching staff back intact, as well as the majority of their offense and defensive players last year to build on a playoff run last year. But still, this team gets so much heat, so much disrespect, and it is nauseating. Our quarterback today went, I don't know what, 8 of 15 or something like that, and he had a bad practice. Didn't throw a pick. I mean, it's tiring, man. You know what I mean? Dealing with Giants fans, man. And I just asked the question, man, because it's not just Giants fans. It's Yankees fans, Jets fans, Mets fans, and a lot of media, likes to pick on us New York fans, New York fan base, man. So this heart of the city, man, are New York sports fans dumb?
I'm thinking I should not answer this.
Are they dumb?
Look, there was this
Coach.
conversation. There was a conversation about this today
Coach know why
on
I'm asking this
yeah
question.
on Spaces, and the argument was made that because in other fan bases they're a
What
lot
up,
more
Miz? What's good,
supportive.
bro?
So, man, they're a lot more supportive of their team, even if they're not winning. But with New York, the New York fan base, we just rip our teams to shreds. Now, on one side, you can say we just want to see winners. We're passionate and we want to see winners. But on the same token, because you see a lot of players who come here, they end up leaving because the fans are brutal with them and they can't handle that. So, and it's always the same, and it's not
Heavyweight
just in
champ, what's
sports.
good? Heavyweight champ.
So it's always been said if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere because it's tough here. It is tough to when you're in New York City, or matter whatever industry you're in, But as a sports fans, the fans going to let you know, and they're going to be right on top of you, and they're going to love you when you do well, but they're going to boo you and they're going to critique you when you don't. And to be brutally honest, a lot of athletes can't handle that. But in the same token, is it smart to be tearing apart your team like that? You can make the argument. I will say you can make the argument for it, but again, it goes back to as a fan, they're going to say I have the right to say what I want because I'm a fan. Blah 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 blah, and I get it. And it just have to have the right makeup. Because it's a different day and different era. But this has been going on for years. I can go back to Phil Simms era, and Phil Simms used to get ripped the same exact
Eli
way.
Manning. Yep.
Eli Manning.
You know what I'm
So,
saying?
Lawrence
You go
Taylor.
across all sports, you know what
Lawrence
I'm saying?
Taylor got
Patrick
it because
Ewing got
yes,
got got booed, you know what I'm saying? At one point they was booing Derek Jeter. I mean,
exactly. So it's rough in New York, but are the fans dumb for doing that? I understand the logic. I get it. Again, I get it. I wouldn't call us dumb. I just, the more I think about it, we're just overly passionate. We just are. We are.
Yeah.
mm, yeah, I think it's a lot of pessimism just running rampant
Mm-hmm.
through the
Mm-hmm.
city, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember, man, growing up, man, in the 90s and 80s, man, you know what I'm saying? It felt like the fans had more passion for the team. Nowadays, it just feels like they just take every opportunity to smash the team, to try to get clicks and likes, man, on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. And I mean, that's, I think, a lot of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Are New York fans dumb? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? They're one of the most intelligent fans out there when it comes to knowledge of sports and the game. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it is a pessimistic side that is fueled by media, fueled by ESPN, and some of the pundits on there, man, to where it doesn't matter if the team does good, you still have this feeling of failure. You know what I mean? You look at the Yankees, the Giants, stable franchises in the MLB and in the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
What about the
Coach.
Knicks? What about the Knicks?
Well, the New York Knicks are basically a dumpster fire from year to year, but to give the Knicks some credit, man, basketball is better when the Knicks are better. There is more buzz about basketball, and New York in general is the mecca of basketball. You've heard that before, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? And so I will not go that far, but I'm with Coach. Man, show some damn passion for your team. You know what I'm saying? Get some support around your team. That's why the team is bad. You know what I'm saying? Don't y'all understand how energy works? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if you got bad energy, your team gonna be bad. 9 times out of 10, man. And I think that's a lot of what's going on.
Yep.
It's just so much pessimism. Why are people so pessimistic on the New York Giants? You know, this is an up and coming team with somebody that has the head coach of the year. They have Saquon Barkley, one of the better tight ends in the game. You know, and a owner, no matter what you say, you know, that's always about, you know, trying to put up Super Bowls in the rafters. So I don't understand what the pessimism is about. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's a lot of media bullshit, to be honest with you.
Actually, isn't I want to go back to the sports fans dumb, because I was on a stream with this Cowboys guy, and he was comparing Dak Prescott. You ready for this? He was comparing Dak Prescott to Peyton Manning and Warren Moon. And I'm like, am I hearing this correctly? I'm not joking. I was on a stream. I'm not joking. I can pull it up.
I never saw Warren Moon play or nothing like that.
I never did either.
I did.
But Peyton Manning,
I seen him play. Yeah,
Peyton Manning
he
was the closest thing. Peyton Manning was the closest thing we had to a cyborg in the NFL.
He was talking about like the playoff records and stuff, like 2-4 and stuff like that. But I'm like, there's no chance in hell. Like, what? I was laughing. I'm like, is this really happening?
That's not dumb. That's delusional. That's straight up delusional, man. That's taking it to another level. And you know what? We're all friends. We're fanatics. You know, can we be delusional with some things? Of course. But you also have to come back to reality and go based on what you are seeing. And even fans who don't know how to watch film still have some semblance of understanding of what they're seeing out there on the field. And to put him in Peyton Manning, first of all, Peyton Manning is probably the most intellectually advanced quarterback I've ever seen in my life. I will say that. And Warren Moon was just athletically gifted. And on top of that, he had when he was first coming out, because he actually went to Canada to play because he wanted to play quarterback and they didn't want him to play back in the 70s. So he went to Canada, proved himself, came back to the United States, and he had a cannon of an arm. That's why when he went to Houston, they put him in the run and shoot, because they wanted to take advantage of his passing ability. Dak Prescott is not there. I feel you too, though. That's respect, bro.
I have to find. I'm gonna download that stream. I'm gonna clip it and put it on Twitter because I really want you guys to see this. People think I'm lying.
Believe you, bro. It's just
No, I know you guys do, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. to put Dak Prescott in that. I mean, man, you're basically telling me that Dak Prescott is the best quarterback right now. Right now, playing in the NFL.
I'm gonna look it up.
I just can't. I can't with that. I mean, to each their own.
And that's the thing. Why is Dak Prescott even on the top 100? Look, all Dak Prescott does is throw interceptions, and I'm not even. You know what I'm saying? I would give the Cowboys a pass. You know what I'm saying? Look, they got Dak Prescott in what, 3rd round or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He's done. Was it 3rd or 4th round?
I think it was the 4th round, 4th or 5th round.
He was late round. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he puts up stats, man. You know, he gets you to the playoffs. You can't get over the hump, obviously, and that's obvious to see. You know what I'm saying? But there are a lot of other things going on with the Cowboys. But this guy led the league in interceptions in half the games. And you got Jerry Jones going on there. And this is a shot at the Eagles too. Talking about they not ready for Dallas. The Giants and the Eagles and Washington ain't ready for y'all? What?
Jerry Jones.
This guy is retarded. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, look, Dallas with Dak Prescott ain't going nowhere. With Mike McCarthy, a coach, ain't going nowhere. Your coach and your quarterback matters. You know, they really do. You know what I'm saying? Despite with right, Jay. Despite with ESPN and Stephen A. tell you, it's all about the damn quarterback. Like the rest of the team don't make a crap. You know what I'm saying? So, and you got Zach Martin. You in there talking about your guard, your best offensive lineman, Zach Martin.
Mm-hmm. See, look, you're paying all these other positions, but not your guard who's protecting the push into your quarterback's face, but also you don't have Zeke anymore, so you're going to be trusting Tony Pollard. You need to give him as much open space as possible when he's especially running up inside, especially when
Yeah,
you
against
run trying
Dexter
to
Lawrence and Leonard Williams, week 1. Good luck.
Yeah, so I mean, but you don't want to pay him, and this man sees that, and you know what? Go right ahead, keep doing that. But again, remember, Jerry Jones was the one who, when he played the Giants before in a playoff game, before the playoff game, he gave all his players tickets to the next round automatically,
Yeah, I
saying
remember
that
that.
it was in the books. So I mean, come on, there's confidence, and then there's
They bought
arrogance, and
tickets
then
to the
there's
Super Bowl to watch the
yeah.
Giants play.
And then there's just plain stupidity. Come on, man. Ooh, damn, Davis. Damn.
Yeah, man. But a lot of noise going on with the New York sports fans, man. But while I got y'all here, I want to talk about something interesting, man. And Coach, we had talked about this, and I'm gonna share an article with you guys. So y'all hit that like button, man. We're about to get into a fun conversation here. So Coach, this is salute to Coach. This is Coach came up with this article, and Coach has been talking a lot about college football realignment, which is a topic we're gonna get into as well, man. Kind of bounce off this here topic, man. But what if they did that in the NFL? What would these divisions look like? So we got an Eagles fan up here, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. For my man Mitch Kofsky, man. Hardcore Sports Network. Hit that like button for my man Coach Dante, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing his thing. He got his channel down there. Link is in the chat, man. Appreciate you doing that, Coach. And of course, man, Big Blue Crew, man, Effect, man. Got my man J-Lay, man. Go check out the G-Way with J-Lay, man. J-Lay doing his breakdown on the New York Giants, man. You know what I'm saying? Fire content, man. Appreciate you, my brother, man. But what if the NFL did realignment, man? What would that look like? And would it make sense? And how would some of the divisions look, man? And what would you guys think about some of the new rivalries that would cause, man? So let's check this out. And do a little share screen here.
What? That was a block. Sorry, I'm watching the WNBA.
Oh, I'm like, what the hell just happened?
All right, so let me know if y'all can see this.
Hands is part of the ball. Yes, I got it myself. Yeah.
Can y'all see it? Is it? Do I need to?
No, you good.
No, you good. I can see you.
All right, cool. So, yeah, it talks about the college football. You know, we know about the Pac-12. Being kind of dismantled. So, what if the NFL realigned it? And basically, this article is kind of like it kind of does it regionally a little bit, but let's check it out, man. Let's see what they got to say. It said, this, of course, leads us to what would total realignment of the NFL might look like. Here's what we have done: resetting all 4 divisions, removing the North divisions as construct, and replacing them with the old Central divisions because the Central divisions were just cooler. We've also found on the creation and expansions of geographical and in-state rivalries, and we've tried as much as possible to shorten the distance of travel between East Coast and West Coast teams. So we're to NFL to flip its teams to different divisions and different conferences. Here's how it might look. So we're going to go division by division, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. So y'all hit that like button, man. Appreciate the support. This is the new AFC East. Buffalo, New England, the Jets and Giants. Now,
Oh my goodness.
so what y'all think about that? Buffalo, New England, the Jets, and the Giants.
I mean,
They said this is
Look.
attractive for a few reasons. Given the semi-recent Super Bowl history between the Giants and Patriots,
yeah.
when you like to see that matchup twice a year. And now you have the Jets and Giants twice per season, which I actually do like. And add in Buffalo for a lot of spice, this becomes quite a division.
I get it. Honestly, if you let it take out the sentiment and you look at it logically, it makes sense. It does make sense. Everything is in the northeastern area for the most part, New York City and above. So, and there's no other teams that way. Buffalo is still New York, and even though the Jets, the Giants are in New Jersey, it's still part of New York City, and New England is right up there. So I get it. I get the purpose of it. But as a Giants fan, I'm
I
like,
don't like it.
no Philly, no
no
Washington,
no
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
That's when you think of football and going back for decades, you think of the NFC East, and that's the construct. Yeah, so it's like, but I get the logic.
Yeah.
I get the logic,
It
but
makes sense, but I'm not feeling it.
No, I'm not feeling it either. So.
What about you, Mitch, man? Being an Eagles fan, how would you feel about the Giants? And we're gonna get into where they put you guys at here in a second, man. But how do you feel about the Giants not being in the NFC East, and how would you feel about this division as a whole? If it were to happen.
If it were to happen, it would be kind of interesting, just like change it up a bit, I just can't wait. I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants, what division would they be in again?
This would be the AFC, the new AFC East. AFC East. So the Giants aren't even in the NFC anymore.
Yeah,
they send them to the AFC. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That would be honestly crazy. But hey,
I feel like you would have to change the team name. It couldn't be the Giants no more. It would have to be like a whole new league. It would just, I don't know. That's,
and then your name will be as Borges Commanders.
Yeah.
But, hey, it will be different. I would be excited if that were to happen.
What about you, Coach Dante, man? How would you feel about this?
Like I say, it wouldn't be the same without the Cowboys, the Commanders, and the Commanders and you guys and the Eagles. But I would love that New York matchup, though. I would love that.
I do like that. I like that, man. It's harder to see. Come on, can y'all imagine that, yo? Jets and Giants twice.
We get it.
In New England, you want to give Bill Belichick the team that you beat twice in the Super Bowl. Hey, but the New York matchup will be something. That'll be crazy.
Yeah, it writes itself. You can see the King of New York headlines and
So, like I said, I get it. I get the logic. It's just exactly that's it. Makes sense logically, but hell no. Hell no. Every Giants fan is like that. No, we need Philly. We need Washington. We need them damn Cowboys.
Yeah. And I have an idea. I actually have an idea to kind of bounce on y'all after we go through this list, man. But let's move on. So this is the new AFC Central. we got the Cleveland Bengals, the Cleveland Browns, the Denver Broncos, and the Kansas City Chiefs. They say no longer are the Broncos and Chiefs in a Western division, and that just makes sense. We keep the storied Bengals, Browns, and the Chiefs Broncos rivalries, and who wouldn't pay for guarantees to see Mahomes and Joe Burrow go at it more often? I guess I could kind of see that.
That's the only reason, though.
It would be kind of a boring division. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like
Kansas City and Cincinnati.
I see the Chiefs dominating that division, yeah. With the Bengals, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, right now it's just like you look at this. Like the Denver part got me because I always think Denver is a little bit
It
more
seems kind of more
Western.
West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
mean, I'm
do.
from
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of seem more
Oregon.
West
That's how
Coast.
we
Yeah.
think of it too.
yeah. So I mean, I know
Mm-hmm.
they're on the western, they're on the eastern side of the mountains with Colorado, but you still think of them more on the western side as opposed to Central. But I mean, I get it, kind of. In Kansas City and Denver, always go back. I believe they go back to the old AFL when they came into the with the merger. So I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that part of Denver. I was just like that was the only thing. I was just like Denver. I'd have to look at
Yeah.
the rest of it, because there was one other team that I thought would probably fit better, but again,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we'll see. But you got it, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So, not too much to say there. This is the new AFC South. Now, this is interesting.
Now this I
Um,
like. I'm not gonna lie.
the Jaguars, the Saints, the Dolphins, and the Buccaneers. So
Did like
it's
that.
Florida. Florida has its own division now. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
man. Put all them Florida
Mm-hmm.
teams together,
I would
man.
like that. I would like
People
that.
tired of
Yeah.
going down playing
Mm-hmm.
Florida in that hot ass weather. You know what I'm saying? Although it's nice vacation, but you know what I'm saying, playing football, I don't think it's too fun to go down there in that heat.
I got a good vision that we in the same division as the damn Cowboys. I can see it right there now.
But and the Saints are close enough to Florida to make more
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, it'll be definitely be an interesting division, man. I could see this will be a division that kind of you won't see one team win it every year. It'll be a different team every year. I think these are type of teams like that. Saints, Dolphins, they kind of up and down a little bit from year to year. Same thing with Tampa Bay and Jacksonville, of course. Up and coming right now, but usually they're back and forth as well. AFC West, another interesting division.
Makes a lot of
All
sense.
Western teams in a West division.
It makes a whole lot of sense.
Wonders never cease. We have both LA teams in the same place, which they need to be, along with the Raiders and 49ers, which they need to be. Which would be even cooler were the Raiders to move back to Oakland, which will probably never happen, but we've said that before. What's y'all thoughts on this division? The new AFC West, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Keep an eye on the chat for me, Coach. I can't see now.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Yeah, no, as I said, it makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, regionally, good rivalry. LA, all California teams together with Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wait a minute, Vegas is in Nevada. In Nevada, so makes a whole lot of sense. You can't argue with that. I mean, go ahead,
I think I like that one, man. You know what I'm saying. But what's your thoughts, man?
I like
Jay,
it.
Mitch, Coach.
Yeah, I'm here. I like this. I like it a lot. Just the amount of travel that is being decreased is amazing. Because going from the East Coast to the West Coast, like the time difference and everything, that would fix so much, and the players will be more like healthy and more ready for the games.
Good point. Very good point.
That is true. What about you, Dante?
Man, I like this. The West team, you got the 49ers and the Las Vegas Raiders rivalry. They hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers will put a pretty good ass whooping on them pretty much every single year. You got the Chargers, you got the Chargers on their side, and you got the Rams. We can say the Chargers got the upper hand up on that one as of right now, but this division will come down between the 49ers and Chargers, and I think 49ers could edge this division out.
Absolutely, man. You know what I'm saying? That is interesting though, man. 49ers and Chargers and Rams and Chargers, man. You know what I'm saying? The Battle of LA, man. You know what I'm saying? Seeing that twice a year, man. I think that'd be pretty cool, man. Kind of like the New York battle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go, man. The new NFC East, man. So they got rid of the Giants, y'all. Let's see what they put in our place. You got Baltimore.
Oh my God.
Philly, Pittsburgh, and the Commanders.
Jesus Christ.
Look. I got it because really what they did is they put Pennsylvania and Maryland and combined them together. That's it.
Yeah,
In their own division. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I get the logic, but it's just like Pittsburgh is just the only one that's a little bit further out, but everyone else is right there.
Mm-hmm.
So but again, the battle for Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh and Philly always battle each other.
That'll be an interesting.
I would like
twice a year. That would be really, really spicy. You know what I'm saying? So with Baltimore and Philly, I think that'd be kind of spicy. The Commanders. I don't even know where they fit in the NFL.
I just love how the Commanders are just there. The Commanders
they're just there, right? They're just there.
But they're in
Perfect
Maryland.
Word to say that, Mitch. They're just there.
They're in Maryland. That's the whole point. They're in Maryland. I mean, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, they have that natural hate for each other.
Yes, yep.
So and Philly and Washington, they do. They go back decades. So so it's there. So I mean, right now
that's before my time.
Yeah. So Washington is not doing, but I remember with the old Riggins and the big runs, and so I get it. So again, I get the logic. This is not that bad, and with nostalgia, and every team in that division, if you really look at it, has at least one Super Bowl win. So,
good point. Good point. The Super Bowl division. Okay. All right. The new NFC Central. So, what do you know? Not changing a thing here. This division makes historically and geographically sense. It's just the Central again, as it was from 1970 to 2001, as it always should have been. I have no arguments there. I don't know if you guys do or not, but that
what's up, Blaze?
Sense to me.
What's up, Blaze? Thanks for tapping in, bro. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, Blaze.
Yeah, what's good with you, bro? What's good with you, Blaze? So here's the new NFC South. Okay, here we go. The Falcons, the Panthers, the Colts, and the Titans. I think this is the one you was talking about, Coach.
Yeah, because the Colts are
the Colts.
Yeah, they're central. Mm-hmm. They're central. That's why it was just like when you sit and you think about it, it's like, all right, I get the Titans. Tennessee they're close to Carolina.
Yeah, you could argue Tennessee and of course Atlanta.
What's up, Raph? Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you, man. It was
appreciate you, Raphael.
The Colts were just. I was just like the Colts. It was just, huh? All right, whatever.
So they combined the two South divisions basically, and kind of mixed it up right there. So it's kind of a little mixed up division. And then you got the new NFC West, which makes absolutely no sense.
No sense. None whatsoever. None. You got Arizona, Seattle in the Pacific Northwest.
Way up there.
Seattle is a Western team. Seattle is
right.
Why you putting them there? And the Cowboys and Houston should be central.
Exactly.
That should be the Central.
Yes.
That should be in the Central. You know what I'm saying? But their logic is there are only so many teams to the left side of America to place. We had to break a couple eggs to complete the omelet. So I guess when you line it up geographically, somebody gonna be out of place.
You could have put that with Denver. You could have put Denver there, like I was saying before.
The NFC West, Denver, Arizona, Seattle. One of these Houston teams, one of these Texas teams gonna have to make that sacrifice and be a Western team. That's what it boils down to.
There's other things you could have done to even if you wanted to take one of the teams out of the NFC Central. Seriously, like Green Bay. Green Bay is further west when you look at Wisconsin. I mean, you could make that argument too, because it wouldn't be it would be a ride to. It would be a ride, but they'd probably be closer to get to Seattle than anyone else based on this construction. So that's why I was just like, nah, man. That's why when you got to this one, I was just like, yo, man, you just threw shit to the wind. That's all you did. That's all you did, man.
What's your thoughts on that, Coach Dante?
Well, I knew he was gonna be in the. I knew he was gonna be in the same division with the Cowboys. But the Cowboys, I had to assume that because that's kind of a little rivalry for us when we do play them. The game's always kind of close.
Where there's a rivalry, it must be for a rivalry down in Texas. You and Jay, y'all down there in Texas. Is the Texans Cowboys rivalry real?
No, when
it doesn't seem like it when they play them. Yeah,
when we play each other, it's real. But our actual rivalry is Tennessee, though. It's actually the Tennessee Titans, actually. So because they was the Oilers and they were
yeah, that's right.
That's our actual rivalry. But when we play the Cowboys, the game is always intense.
Actually, the Titans didn't let the Oilers name go because Houston really wanted to take the Oilers name to bring it back, just like Cleveland did with Baltimore, and the Titans said no. I remember that. So I get the rivalry between the two. So, which I'm like, well, you're not the Oilers. You're in Tennessee. It makes no sense. Houston, it does make sense.
Right. It don't make no sense, man. But that's kind of what they did with this, man. So it's a little fun thing, man, that, to talk about, man. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, I thought that was interesting, man. You know what I'm saying? But definitely appreciate you for sharing that, Coach.
No, definitely. I'm gonna find trinkets like that. I love stuff like that. So
yeah, man. What's good, Breezy, man? Big Pat, Blaze, Rafi, what's up? But check it out, man. Now what I will say is what they could do is you have cross conference rivalries like the Jets and Giants. You take that 17th game and you make those cross rivalries. So like you said, Dante, yours would be the Cowboys. Ours would be the Jets. You have Philly and Pittsburgh, Baltimore and the Commanders, or Baltimore and the Colts, however you want to do it, So you can match up damn near any team with this AFC rival, and then you make that the 17th game of the season. You know what I'm saying? And you keep it like that. And if you have to play that division, because how they move the schedule with divisions by divisions. If you play that division that year, you just play them twice. That's it. One at home, one away. You know what I'm saying? And you keep that rivalry from year to year to year to year to year. And I think that would be a cool idea, man. Instead of moving the divisions around. That shit, man. But what y'all think about that, man?
I'm all right with it. I don't really have a problem with it. Like I say, I just do. Like I say, I would love a Cowboys and a Houston Texans matchup. Pretty much, I would love that because every time we play them, it's intense. And like I say, the last 2 out of the last 3 years, we actually had the Cowboys numbers, especially last year. We almost beat them until Lovie Smith happened at the goal line, decided not to kick a field goal. Or decided not to kick a field goal, and then he left points off the board, and Dak Prescott finally picked up to go 80 yards and beat us. So other than that, I'll say it's always intense when we play them. So I would love that type of matchup right there.
What about you, Mitch? How would you feel playing? I guess it would be Pittsburgh every year.
I wouldn't. I mean, it would be kind of interesting. I don't know about Baltimore though. I mean, I don't know about Baltimore, but Commanders are just there. So
I think I would, if I had to do it, I would match y'all up with Pittsburgh. I think that would be a better rivalry, and then Baltimore would play the Commanders because the Commanders don't really have I don't know if they really have another rival.
They don't.
In the AFC, so I would just match them up with Baltimore.
They really don't.
Maryland, the Battle of Maryland.
Oh, by the way, I found a clip of the guy comparing Manning to Prescott or Prescott to Manning.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can share that here if you want to in a little bit, man. But I do want to get into some a little bit of basketball because I know we've been talking a lot about the NFL, man, which is training camp. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody is pumped for the NFL, man. And but we do want to talk a little bit of basketball here, man. And you know, there has been a lot of interesting things going on here with the Sixers, the Knicks, Nets, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I want to talk about, man, is what do you expect from your team this season, man? The NFL, the NBA season, man, coming up, man. So, I'm looking at the Nets, man, as a Nets fan, and honestly, you know, I don't really have a lot of expectations anymore. And, you know, I know Nets fans, I mean, been saying things like, you know, we could have a pretty good defense, which is possible. Could be a top 6 playoff team, which is possible. But I just really want this team to like really start developing this young talent on this team. You know, you're getting players coming in, man. You know what I'm saying? You got young players already on the roster. You got a young team. You know, mostly players under 30. You know, so talking Claxton, Mikal Bridges, Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, and of course, you know, they just had a couple of rookies in the draft, man. But there's also a lot of hype around Joel Embiid and the Sixers and James Harden. So I do want to talk about that. And of course, the Knicks.
I mean, the Knicks are working better than my Sixers right now.
The Knicks.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. Please stop it. Please stop it. We're not better than.
Philly. You're not better than the team. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
If you want to break it down, my bench is terrible.
Yes, but you have 2 key players who the Knicks don't match up with right now.
It says
maybe Jalen Brunson is getting there, but Julius Randle, come on, man. Let's be real.
You still don't have a backup 4. I thought you were gonna
exactly. What I'm saying is, no, I'm talking about the superstars. Superstars. You guys have superstars. We don't.
1. I'm not calling Harden a superstar.
Jalen Brunson is a star. He's not a superstar. He's not a superstar.
And you could say you may not like Harden, but Harden is a superstar. It's just that if he has his own team, he puts that ball in the bucket. You can't tell me he doesn't. He does. You technically have 2 superstars. The Knicks have none.
I would put Maxfield for Harden right now.
So, okay. What's up with Harden and the owner? Was it Morey?
Daryl Morey's not the owner.
Daryl Morey.
The basketball operation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Apparently, their relationship is not great. So,
yeah,
what's going on with James Harden? Are you trading him? Is he going to play with y'all this year? I need to know what's up with James Harden, man, because, you know, James Harden wanted so bad to go to Philly because he didn't want to be in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying, with his punk ass. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language, man. But and now he wants out of Philly, apparently. So talk to me, Mitch, about what's going on with James Harden.
So with James Harden, right, he feels like he got backstabbed by Daryl Morey because of the agreement they had with his contract. So that's the main reason he wants out. And Daryl Morey keep on saying that we will trade him, just not for like anything. So he's trying to like probably fix up like a small trade and then trade that, flip them, and get a better outcome, get a better player in the process. So there's that. But when it comes to James Harden's trade value right now, it's going down and down and down by the second. And I'm telling you that when we were talking about the Clippers, right? The Clippers, Kawhi, Paul George, we were talking them. And now the Clippers are not going to give us Trey Mann. So it's just like you can't drop. So for us, we're like, what are we doing here? It's got to be like a 3 or 4 team trade. It has to be. And then now with Pascal Siakam getting there's a trade for the Hawks offering them for Pascal Siakam. So if that goes through, the Sixers are basically done there. And it's tough right now being a Sixers fan. It really is.
So let me understand what you said. The issue was there was an agreement before they really got a contract, and basically he's getting backstabbed. They didn't stand up to their agreement.
Pretty much.
No. Now, y'all can say what y'all want, but if you messing with my money, yo, we got problems.
Yeah, but he picked up his player option, coach. That's the thing. He picked up his $36.6 million player option, and now he wants out. So it's just like, why would you pick that up and then you want to be out? So it's just like,
because he wants his money. I get what you're saying, but see, if he went somewhere else, he's also now stupid. He probably knows that he probably wasn't going to get 36 mil. So you pick it up and you want to trade him. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to do you guys, when you think about it, he's really trying to do y'all a solid so y'all can get something as opposed to get nothing. Because you would have got nothing for him leaving.
We would have got nothing.
That's true. That's a good way to look at it.
He could have easily walked. He could have easily walked.
Yeah, he could easily walk. But now y'all can get something for him now as opposed to nothing.
Yeah, but
so I get it. I get the Philly. I get the Philly pride. I get the Philly love. I got you. Because if I was a Knick, I would probably feel the same.
Do the link in the chat for you, Breezy, if you want to come on and talk some basketball with us.
I feel you. I understand. But I'm sitting because everything you're saying. First of all, there was an agreement for the money.
Yes.
But he picked it up because if he walks, he wasn't going to probably get 36 mil. He probably wasn't. He wasn't going to get 36 mil. He wasn't if he didn't pick that up. So now you guys can get something for him. That's why I'm like, when you said that, I'm like, wait a minute. If he didn't pick up his player option, he would have walked, and you're still mad at him. You get something for him. Even if it's a bunch of
second, he's gonna be in the trade though.
But it doesn't matter. Even if you get second round draft picks, you're getting something for him as opposed to nothing.
Yeah, I'd rather get picks, but it's just like we're in a tough situation where Harden is not gonna be one to play. We're gonna get. I'm calling it right now. In training camp, he's gonna wear a fat suit. I'm calling that right now. He's gonna wear.
I've seen it with the Nets. I know what you're talking.
If I was James Harden, I would have walked. Yeah, I wouldn't have got nothing. If I knew I wasn't coming back, I would have walked. He wouldn't have got nothing. I knew I wasn't coming back.
If you weren't going to come back, why not just walk and any team would
be because he probably wouldn't have got the 36 mil.
He wouldn't have got the money that he got from nowhere else. He wouldn't have got
so he wouldn't have got he wouldn't have got 36 mil. So come on, man. He's not stupid.
If you forgot, he took a pay cut.
I don't blame him. I don't like him either.
I don't blame him. I took a pay cut. I took a pay cut to make sure we get the pieces around me.
Destroyed the Nets, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
didn't he destroy Houston too? He destroyed Houston too.
Hey, he
destroyed Philly.
He destroyed Houston, but guess what? We finna pick back up in a minute. So
y'all bouncing back real nicely. I do like what the Rockets are doing, man. I do like what the Rockets are doing, most definitely, man. But let me ask y'all a question here, because we just talking NBA in general, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. What impact, if it goes down, will this Dame Lillard trade happen on affect the NBA? What's up, man? Blaze, man. What's up, man? What's good with you?
I feel I got to come in and defend Sixer fans everywhere from this guy right here. Good to see y'all. Thanks for having me on. Man, how can you be upset with a team that has an MVP, went far in the playoffs? Yes, they haven't done a lot, but like Coach is saying over there, we got a lot of teams that didn't do shit either, and they have a long way to go, and they don't have perennial superstars. So, I mean, the Sixers are 1-2 players away from going to the finals, in my opinion.
That's what we've been saying for years, and we keep on getting bounced out in the second round.
Yeah. But Maxey, I mean, there's that. I don't know if you guys seen the big 4-team trade that people are throwing around there that throws Dame finally down in Houston. it's like Hero and
I get Hero
and Levine come to Philly. I mean, it's like 4 teams. It's a lot to make work, and money-wise, who knows if it's feasible? But
yeah.
I just think Philly fans should be more optimistic about this year, even though they haven't done much. And I agree with Mitch on that. They haven't done much. It's frustrating. And Harden, someone who's already given up on his team, showed up out of shape, didn't play his top game, dribbles the ball too. I mean, he's a great player. Let me rephrase that. He was a superstar. I think now he's kind of fallen off. I mean, who wants a team? Who wants a teammate who can be 30, 35 point player, but at the same time brings your team down? That's just how I see him anymore. I mean, Harden should have had a ring by now. Does he want to be the Barkley of this era by never getting a ring and being great? But he's a good shooter, but can he start the offense? Can he be a playmaker again? I don't know.
He can't lead a team, and that's the problem. Amen. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of where he's going, you know, he's expected to be a leader on the team, and that's just not his game. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of players, and this is like this in the NFL, the NBA, you know what I'm saying? And to a degree, well, not really baseball so much, but definitely in the NBA and the NFL, a lot of players are just stat guys. And they put up great stats and they do great in the regular season. And when it comes playoff time, when it comes crunch time, man, when it comes money time, when it comes Jordan time, when it comes Kobe time, you know, they disappear and they don't get it done, man. And that's James Harden. That is James Harden, man. That is James Harden in a nutshell, man. You could argue that about Russell Westbrook as well. Mm-hmm. You know, great players, you know, and oddly enough, you know, they were all on that same team with KD, you know what I'm saying? Who had to go to a Warriors team to get his chip that's still winning championships. What Warriors team is still humming, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we know it wasn't KD, wasn't the difference in that championship team. But those guys, man, they're not leaders. None of them. Not 3 of those dudes from OKC, from that OKC
I don't think Embiid's a closer
finals team.
Embiid, I don't think he's a closer. I mean, we've seen in the last couple of years of playoffs, you need someone who could take over a game in the playoffs.
You might have one in Maxey. I will say that. Maxey could develop into that. He has that instinct.
He's working on his ISO game right now.
And that's what you need. You watch how these players like Giannis and those players, once they get deep in the playoffs, they're bringing the ball up. They're creating it for themselves. They're making it happen almost every time down the court. You got to have that Kobe Jordan type person that could take over at the end. I mean, there ain't no Kobe's or Jordans out there, but you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And Embiid, he's the MVP, but we saw last year he can't carry at the end of a game and put it away. He can't.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Man. But what
we have now?
Where do you think Dame ends up? Is it Miami?
If he wants there bad enough, we've seen that these players, if they want to go somewhere bad enough, they normally end there. So I think he does. I want him out of Portland. I think he's got too much talent to be wasted up there in Portland.
The question I have is, with the league sending out notice to all the teams, the 30 teams, what kind of impact will that have on any type of trade? Because I think that will have a great impact because, you know, I mean, somebody's going to step up and make a trade now because the league doesn't want to see that, he only wants to go to Miami. Well, no, that's bad for business. So, and if everybody knows that and Portland says, I want to get the best value for him, and now he goes to another team, you know, let's say he does get traded to Philly for argument's sake. Is he going to want to play there?
I'd like to see Dame in Milwaukee with Giannis. That would be a hell of a combination.
Yes, but the question is he going to give you – well, he's going to play, but is he going to really play at a championship level, or is he just going to play out the motions? And that's the question. It's like I get what the commissioner is trying to do in trying to save face and make it look good so the players don't have that type of control and they don't dictate, but – you know, I mean, players in some regard, you got to put in no trade clauses then. Yeah. I mean, and that's what it boils down to, because if you don't have it, then you open yourself up to being traded wherever that team wants to trade you, because you are there, in a sense, you're their property. You are. So, and that's what a contract is. So You know, but where he's going to end up, honestly, I think he'll end up in Miami. I do. I think they're going to figure out a way to get it done. Do I think Portland is going to get optimal value for him? No, I really don't. But
and that sucks, man.
It's gonna hurt him with that Jeremy Grant contract. That contract that Jeremy Grant got was outrageous.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, man.
But the thing about it. But they did that because they weren't expecting Dame to get traded or to ask for a trade. Didn't he ask for a trade after they did that?
After, yeah, he did.
Otherwise, they wouldn't. I don't think they would have signed him to that contract. So
I mean,
you
kind of had to have this feeling where my superstar is probably going to be unhappy. So you got to get in that mindset of like, should I pay this player this much? Should I pay him this much? Should I get this player? Like they got Thibault, right? And then they did it. Yeah, they matched him. They matched Thibault or someone. So it's just like they need more help. Didn't they just get someone else too? I forget. Oh yeah, Scoot Henderson. So
in the draft, in
the draft, yeah.
If you had Dame, why would you draft Scoot Henderson?
No, wasn't it? Yeah. But that was after. That wasn't that.
But that already came out and said the reason why they already came out and said that they were rebuilding. But when you drafted Scoot Henderson, you should have known the answer. They were going to rebuild it. They moved on to Damian Lillard, so that told you that they were rebuilding. But they already came out and said they were tanking, they were rebuilding, and that's what Dame finally asked for a trade because he didn't want to be a part of a rebuilding team. So they already had their mind made up that they were going to move on when they drafted Scoot Henderson. And Dame obviously threatened the organization before they even drafted Scoot Henderson and said, "I'm not on par playing with a rebuilding team. I want to play with a competitive team." So he basically let them know if you drop Scoot Henderson, I'm going to basically ask out. That's what they did. So that's told them that they were moving on, and they gave Jeremy Grant that contract just to try to show Phillip that hey, we gonna try to build around him. And then once that he backed off and wanted to trade, and now Jeremy Grant looking crazy over there. But the other thing about that, for Damian Lillard, I would have wanted him better to come out and say, I would love to play for any contending playoff team. That makes him a crazy villain right there. If you come out and say, hey, I want to play for a playoff team or I want to have a chance to compete, then he probably would have been moved. He would have been moved probably right now. At that point.
But will anything happen before the season starts? That's kind of the question now because a lot of moves happen.
I think it will.
I kind of hope so because then you go into the season, who knows what will happen?
Hey, Raphael, how you doing, bro?
Capitan,
what's up, man?
Capitan.
What's up, man? But really though, this Dame Lillard thing, man, it does highlight a lot of what I've been saying, man, about the NBA, man. It's really you draft these players, man. They sign contracts and then they ask for trades. So like, it's like how, and I see what you were saying, Coach, how they trying to curb that a little bit, man. But it's still an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like if I own a team, you know what I'm saying? I'm sending you to wherever I can get the most value from. I'm not sending you necessarily to where you want to go because you're the one asking to be out of here. You know what I'm saying? You're the one asking to be traded. So why would I send you unless I just want to do you a solid? You know what I'm saying? But business-wise, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. You send him to who has the most assets that you can get in return because you are a rebuilding team. How do you rebuild? You rebuild with assets. So why are you going to trade your best asset for, some things that you're not really getting in value, in equal value? You know what I mean? It makes no sense, man. And it's a lot of what's going on, man. It's ran by these players, man. These players, man, they're like, hey, they have a lot of the leverage in a lot of these situations, man, because
too much.
Yeah, because if you don't, they walk or they become a nuisance on your team, and then what? You almost have to get rid of them, right? You almost have to get rid of them. The same thing you're dealing with Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? You had to trade him. You had to trade Kyrie, man, because you risk getting nothing, and you also risk, destroying the chemistry in the team with your younger players, because they're looking at that like, hey, you know what? hey, when it's come my turn, I'm gonna ask for a trade too. Dame did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of that trickles down and it becomes a culture at that point. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what the NBA is going through right now, man. But
yeah, also speaking about Kevin Durant, I think the Oklahoma City, it will be surprised that they're gonna push like more players to step their aggressiveness to have related to getting like the free throw line. I mean, when it comes to Oklahoma City Thunder, he's facing the fact that the young club can hold so many future Jazz, so it can easily like accelerate this process, and they're gonna add more like long-standing veterans to win a bit more. But if we choose the he would like it as a single player over the age of 30 once Mike Musala gathered a deal for the deadline. He could spend the capital to go all in at the star player or two. But it's not that necessary. That's something they consider like too heavy right now. But if any team will trade for a star as opposed to signing one true free agency, it would be like really smaller, like Sam Precious. I mean, they kind of rebuild after parting ways with the James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook. I mean, he can really build something equivalent, but the crew remains to be seen. But if they had to go to see that happen, it seems like they have to go for a leap. They're not go for the way for this young talent to grow that season for the NBA.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree with you, man. You know, because and this is a lot of what we've been talking about, man. But to my point, man, you know what I'm saying? This Dame Lillard thing, man, you know what I'm saying? Kind of holding up things, man. But who do you think, honestly, should be the favorites going into this NBA season? Seeing all the moves that have been made, it's been kind of a mild NBA all season. You know, usually we get a lot of trades, a lot of, you know, moving parts, man. But a lot of teams, you know, ended up actually re-signing with their current teams that they were on. So that being said, you know, a lot of things, you know, there was some movement going on, man. But who do you think should or will be the favorites, man, coming up in this NBA season? You can give me an East team, you can give me a West team, man. I'll start off with Mitch, then we'll go to Coach, Dante, Blaze, and then Raphael.
Better say the Sixers, Mitch.
Oh, all on Sunday, Blaze. Sunday night. Oh my god, my head's gonna explode. I gotta go with the Nuggets. I think they're gonna be up there again with Jokic, the players that they have there, and they did lose one big piece in Bruce Brown. That's the only downside, but I got the Nuggets there and the Celtics. I'm gonna throw another team in there. The Celtics with
Porzingis.
Yep. But they did lose Marcus Smart and Grant Williams, two big pieces of their team. So those are my top two.
Okay.
Well, I gotta.
What about you? What about you, Coach?
I'm gonna go with the Denver Nuggets. Yes, they do. They did lose Bruce Brown, but I'm not paying them no $45 million just to come back to play for me. That's I'll let you up. I'll let you walk too. Yeah. And then they got an up and coming player that can potentially replace him. And Christian Braun, how he played in the NBA Finals. He played a hell of an NBA Finals. So that's a guy that they got can play some in the rotation. Also, they got Peyton Watson coming up, the dude that showed off in the summer league. So they're going to be just fine. I think they're going to be fine. Okay. To me, I see only 3 contenders in the Eastern Conference. I can just see if Miami continues to get overlooked. They made to the finals 2 out of the last 4 years. They came up out of it. So you got to look at them as championship contenders. The only thing about it, you got to see you also got to see what's the stipulations of James Harden and Damian Lillard. I think you got to have a clear identification. That's how you can judge. But I'm going to put Miami in that frame. I'm going to put Boston in now. I think losing Marcus Smart, it does take a little bit of a toll on Grant Williams going to Dallas. I think that's a good pickup for Dallas. They needed perimeter defense on the perimeter. But I think they're going to be fine. As long as Porzingis stay healthy, you got a 20-point per game score as long as he can stay on the floor. And he's also a very good, pretty decent rim protector. So that they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. And also you got Milwaukee. So to me, I think it's only 3 teams in the Eastern Conference that are really contenders. And you got to go with them. You got to go with Denver in the Western Conference more. You know, they made it to the finals. They still got the same team. Yes, they lost Bruce Brown, but I would let him go if I got to pay him $45 million to come back. Yeah, I would let him go to the Pacers. I would let him go to the Pacers too.
And also, really quick.
What up, Kev? What's good with you, man? Appreciate you coming through, bro.
And really quick, Jamal Murray's going to take a bigger leap. I really see it. Jamal Murray's
that dude is good. That dude is good, man.
He's really good at all.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
That two man game, but between him and Jokic, it's unstoppable. That's different. That's unstoppable.
Yeah, real quick, I have a question for you, Blaze. Could Maxey become Jamal Murray?
Hey, they're both Kentucky boys.
Right, that's why I asked.
I mean, I don't know if it's my turn yet. I don't want to jump turn or anything.
No,
throw me in. But I mean, I kind of concur with everyone else has said first about the Nuggets. I think Murray does continue to impress, but I think Michael Porter Jr. takes a big leap this year. You saw him late in the playoffs. He's never reached his potential yet. He has a very high ceiling. If he can continue to improve, then they got a legit big three with those three. And like you guys said, they didn't really change a lot, and they made it. They were one of the most consistent teams last year. So you got to keep the Nuggets up there for doing that. I think the Suns really made some big moves with that starting five they have. If they can gel, the Lakers made great moves, solidifying a bench for a change. They can be back in it. So I wouldn't count those two teams out. In the East, it kind of depends on, if Lillard goes to the Heat, I definitely would say if they, they can do well. But just like Dante said, don't count the Heat out. They barely made it into the playoffs, squeaking through. They have all the talent. Jimmy Buckets is the real deal. He wants that ring pretty bad too. So I'd keep the Heat up there. I mean, depending on what happens with Harden and Lillard, like we're talking about, could make a difference in some of this. Maxey taking that next step, I think he is a legit superstar. I think we're ready to see him take that leap. And especially if you get Harden out there to really see Maxey shine, I'd put the Sixers up there. But Bucks and Celtics, you can't discount them either. But it's really hard. I mean, in the NBA, you look all the way back to the old school days where it was Bulls and Pistons. It was Lakers and Sixers, and the same teams tend to make it and continue to go for the most part within a couple seasons. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Nuggets and the Heat, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see the Celtics make that jump, the Bucks to get back up there, or the Suns and Lakers to make a difference. And to answer Mitch's question, yes, I think Maxey can be a second team all pro, if not more, in the long run. He's got that much talent. He just needs to be. It's all to the coach. I think it's all to the coach with him. It's gonna be fun.
And Kev puts a good comment in here, man. The Bucks losing their coach, man. What do y'all think about that, man? Coaching matters, man. My coach is up here beside me, man. You know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday, man. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna never discount or discredit, man, a team losing their coach, man. So definitely, man. I think the Bucks.
Hey, if you got a dark horse, as long as the Warriors have the Splash Brothers, you can't count them out.
That's another thing I was going to bring up.
As long as they're together and they're healthy, you can't count them out.
Absolutely, man.
You ready?
Go ahead, Coach.
Okay. Out west, I do agree. It's Denver because they're the champs, so we got to put respect on their name. But there's one team that no one is talking about, and it's all contingent upon Ja Morant.
The Grizz, yeah.
Ja Morant, if he comes back, because now there's one other thing that no one is talking about. They get their center back too. You also added Marcus Smart there. You added some toughness. You brought in Derrick Rose there. You got leadership now. So they were playing at an elite level until they crashed with the Ja Morant situation. So if Ja Morant comes back and just plays basketball, shuts everything else down, he is an elite superstar. And he can take over that game. And you got, what's his name? Jackson.
Yep.
Jaren Jackson.
Yeah.
You got Steven Adams that gives you that toughness. Now you got Marcus Smart defense on the wings. You got Derrick Rose who can give Ja some blow, and he's not going to be the scorer that he is, but he's going to give you great leadership so he can control the second unit. They can push for the West out there. The Lakers, yes. The Lakers with all their pieces, and you still have Davis and you have LeBron. You have to respect that. Yes, Golden State, you still have to keep the respect on their name. So the West is definitely up there now. In the East, you guys are right on point with all the teams. Milwaukee, Boston, depending on Porzingis, but I'm going to be honest, I do not trust Porzingis.
Yeah,
I don't. I mean, Dallas, he was hurt. Washington, he was hurt. Last year was his first good year in a long time. So, and guys like him usually end up coming back and getting hurt. So, Philly, y'all heard me say it earlier. I still see it with Philly. So y'all have the key pieces there. In Milwaukee, yes, Adrian Griffin I think is going to do a good job. Maybe he's not ready to lead them to a championship, but he's going to put them in the right position. So, and then Miami, especially if they were to get Dame Lillard. Now, I will say this: even if they get him, what are you giving up to get him, though?
Yep.
Because there are key pieces that you don't want to give up off of that team. They already lost Vincent. I mean, who else did they lose? They lost Vincent and one other person.
Matt Strus. They lost Strus.
Matt Strus. That's who it is. Yeah. So they've already lost some pieces. So it does bring them down a little bit, but you still respect the fact they got to the NBA Finals. Boston the year before that, Milwaukee has already won the championship, and you have Giannis. So, and they pretty much brought everyone back on that team. So, but right now is Denver because they're the champs. But right now, I'm going to be watching Milwaukee hard because I want to see what happens when Ja comes back, what he does. Because if he plays the way I think he's going to play, and he's going to be playing angry and hungry to reestablish himself, man, that's scary right now, that team. And one last team. Don't forget, Sacramento is just that dark horse. We were talking about dark horses. Yeah. Sacramento is that one.
That's a fun team, man. That's a good team. That's a pretty good team.
It all depends on the mid-season tournament.
Yeah.
Who is really trying to do that? What are we doing here?
I want to know who asked for that.
What are we doing here?
The
are they
WNBA
really
does
this, or this is just they're just talking about it.
The WNBA does it, so they're kind of
I don't.
It's not needed, but
no, we get it. We get it.
What about the Pacers?
Yeah,
the Pacers are good.
They're a dark horse.
Says watch out for Utah. What y'all feel about Utah? Utah.
Oh,
Jazz, yeah. Utah was not.
I think they're a borderline playing team. They're borderline competing for a playing team. They're borderline competing for a playing team. The other thing I want to address, Coach Ed on, I agree with him on Memphis. If they can get past those first 25 games and weather the storm, I think they're the second best team in the West. I think they arguably the second best team in the West if they can weather the storm. And those first 25 games is going to tell. It's going to tell whether they're going to be serious or not. If they go in there and weather storm those first 25 games, because ain't nothing you can do with Ja when he on the court. You can just hope. You can just hope when he go into the lane. You can just hope. You can just hope. You ain't gonna stop him from going to the lane. And if he ever gets him a consistent jump shot like LeBron James worked on in the middle of his career, that dude, you ain't nothing you're gonna be able to do with him.
Hey, they did well when Ja was hurt last year. They didn't fall off as much as I thought they were. So they are a team. They're not just.
I also think a key underrated loss for them also is Tyus Jones. I think a key underrated loss for them is Tyus Jones, but you did gain Marcus Smart, some toughness and some leadership in that locker room. And I don't think Derrick Rose is going to see a lot of time, but he is going to be met in that locker room for the help out with Ja Morant. He is going to be a mentor for him.
Whatchamacallit is going to be a great addition by subtraction. What's his name? Dylan Brooks. Yeah. Because
Dylan Brooks,
I think with him not being in that locker room, it's going to help change the culture. So, so yeah. I mean, I made a good point. They played well without Ja last year. So
Coach got me hyped. I had to suit up.
There you go.
Oh my God!
Yeah. You got the jersey. You always got the jersey.
Now,
here's another thing.
I gotta say something here, man.
Yeah.
Y'all on Heart of the City. Mm-hmm. I ain't hear nobody mention the Knicks or the Nets in the conversation.
I mean, nobody mentioned the Nets. I mean,
I didn't even mention. I didn't even
stop.
Zion did it.
I didn't even mention the Sixers.
You're talking about the Knicks as a look. We're probably gonna be scratching for the play-in this year. That's how that I don't have confidence. I don't.
What about the big ticket free agents y'all signed?
Don't like
y'all got the boys back together, the band back together.
Look. If everybody does what I think they're going to do, if they do what I think they're going to do, they're going to be attacking. They're going to be attacking Jalen, trying to take him out of the hole, and that's going to mess up the whole program. I told you before, Julius Randle is not a leader.
No,
he is a major detriment. Yo. He's a ball hog. He's an enigma, and he stops the offense. He's a crybaby who doesn't get back on defense because he's crying to the referees instead of getting back. Let me say this. He is uber talented. Talented, and he does not take what he has and just shuts up and plays the game and plays fundamental basketball. Sometimes move the ball, it'll come back to you. And when it comes back to you, then take advantage of the situation. But he doesn't do that. He wants to dribble. Everybody else is standing around and then shoot the ball. Yep. And most of the time he's breaking it. And then the other team is on the fast run, and he's sitting there crying to the referee, and we're liability on defense. J.R. Barrett, okay, I give it to him. He's tough. He's brutally tough, but his game is not. If we were playing in the 90s and the early 2000s, perfect player. But right now, he needs to be better on the defense. He's not quick laterally, so you can take him off the dribble. He fouls a little bit too much for me, and his 3-point shooting is not consistent. I think DiVincenzo is going to show you how much better of a player than he is over him. And Julius also is hurting Grimes' offense because and then the biggest thing I'll take all the players out of the equation. It's the head coach. He is
Tom
the problem.
Tibbs. The Tom Tibbs, yeah.
With everything that we're sitting here, and if the Knicks continue to just marginally win, he's going to still be there. I'm sorry to say that. He's going to be there. He's not going to get us anywhere. Look at his history with Chicago, with Minnesota. He does not win. He's not a championship coach. And I think management knows that, but they're stuck right now. They are stuck. And then on top of that, we have all these supposed first-round draft picks who, you know what, we're not going to get, and they're going to transition to second-round draft picks, and we're going to stuck with, and the whole league knows this, they don't want the second-round draft picks, and the Knicks are going to be stuck with them, and what are they going to end up doing? Cutting all these players, and then the rest of the league is going to pick them up. So for all the draft picks that the Knicks supposedly have, being like OKC, they are a shithole. The Brooklyn Nets are better right now. The Brooklyn Nets, for everything that they've been in, they are better positioned to grow and be a playoff team than the Knicks.
I don't know about that. Yo.
Sorry,
that's
bro.
cap,
you're better positioned. What I'm saying, you're better positioned because even the Knicks, they're going to be right there at the play-in, and let's say anywhere from 6 to 10. That's where they're going to stay. 6 to what? I'm sorry.
6 to 10. You're right.
Yeah, 6 to 10. But now I'm talking about the draft picks. With the draft picks, they can't even move up with their own draft picks because they're going to be picking right in the middle to the bottom half of the draft. So you're not even going to get good quality players. No, you're not going to get elite players. You're going to get good players, but you need elite players to move forward. And the Knicks don't have that. We don't have that. Julius Randle is the biggest thing, and so is Tom Thibodeau. You get rid of those two things, put the right pieces in there, the Knicks will be a better team. I'm done. Y'all got it.
Hey, Coach Ed, I gotta say one more thing. You know what I call that? You know what type of basketball I call with Julius Randle doing that? having everybody standing around and stuff like that when the offense is not flowing. I call that do your thing basketball, because that's exactly what you do. It's called do your thing. Do you want to move away? You want to move away from running the offense, moving the basketball. Instead, you want to go out there and do your thing when you want to do it. That's how Julius Randle actually.
Put him and Harden on a
Kev,
team.
Kev Rodriguez. Kev Rodriguez, hold on.
Oh,
Kev Rodriguez, you say I'm wrong. As a Knicks fan, I hope I'm wrong. Listen, I hope you can come back and take egg and smash it on my head and rub it all over my face and let the drippings go down my body, and that the Knicks go far in the playoffs. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see it. I don't.
Him and Breezy, they do Knicks and Nets. Yeah, Kev
I guess I'm gonna talk right now, but
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Rafi.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, speaking about the New York Knicks and of course for the contenders, I mean, I will say for the NBA champions, Denver Nuggets, I think they have an opportunity to win again the championship, do it for the duet of Nikola Jokic and of course Murray. But Miami Heat is gonna be like the most difficult team of the group for multiple reasons. They have been coming up for the incredible playoff that was on for the NBA Finals, but their last two regular season, there have been disappointment. And there's like the possibility to have their roster completely different by the time for the begins. I mean, they're likely to the core for Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. And they have a usual depth and strong coaching match like a tough opponent that can beat any team or even get night. But the history has to show out that outside of the playoffs, the Heat also had to tend to fall because it's very difficult to forecast which version have to go to the site if they're better likely to compete about it. Is it gonna be for the Miami Heat or the New York Knicks? I mean, if you don't sleep,
who are you picking for Knicks? If the Knicks and the Heat and the Sixers, Mitch dip, but Knicks and the and Sixers, man. Who's your favorite in the Eastern Conference, Rafi? Or is it Boston or is it Milwaukee? Who you got?
I think it's gonna be Celtics, but do not sleep on one team
because of Porzingis.
Not only for that one, but also have to go for the defense. Also for the East, I think they're not gonna sleep at one team for the East Conference. I mean, if they have to go for the Knicks and everybody, but I think they have to go for the favoritism about the Boston Celtics. But I will say this: to not sleep in the two teams that could eventually go for anything. It's gonna be like between Indiana Pacers or the Washington Wizards. I mean, if
the
they
Washington
have it like
Wizards.
I mean, they have to go for
It's unpopular opinion, sports. Y'all hit that like button, man. We got an unpopular opinion alert. I need
got me with that one.
Yeah, when these type of things happen, so I can.
I mean, when it comes to the Wizards, they have a lack of star power, and they have the heated expectations. But there's a chance that the Wizards have a likely have to.
They just dismantled their team, Rafi. They got rid of Bradley Beal, Kristaps Porzingis, and everybody.
But also they have
to tanking.
Yeah, but also they have to go for the disappointment, but they have to go for the reinforced defense. I mean, if they go for the reinforced defense, I mean, Wizards could be like a possibility, maybe. But I will say.
I respect unpopular opinions, but I'm gonna have to disagree with this one, yo.
They might be last in the whole NBA next year.
Yeah, they are. They might. They
I'm looking at their roster. Pick, man.
But we got a guest on, man. What's up, man? Appreciate my man Kev, man, from Who Run the City, man. Knicks versus Nets, man. He got my man Breezy up there in a Knick hat. Damn, the disrespect, man. But what's good with you, bro?
What's going on, y'all? I've been enjoying, the little bit of I've been watching of the show, so it's been, enjoying the talk that y'all doing up here. That's all. When it comes to the Knicks, I understand Coach's frustration with Coach Tommy T. But I don't really blame Julius Randle because I feel like that's Coach Tommy T giving him the green light. I don't think that that's something that he's just gonna take upon himself to do. You know, I think that's something that I think that's something his teammates even push him to do. You know, you've heard Jalen Brunson and Quentin Grimes come out and, you know, say things like this. You know what I mean? So I just think that he just needs to just play bully ball. The thing that gets to me with Julius Randle is the shooting wild, crazy threes, unnecessary threes at times.
Yeah.
That's what kills me about Julius Randle because when Julius Randle is in his game and he's taking it to the basket, playing bully ball, he's unstoppable. There's nobody in the league that could stop him. He's even taking it to KD in those Brooklyn games. You know, even though most of those games were
They had a
L,
little back and forth. Yeah, they
yeah,
had a little back
yeah,
and
you
forth.
know,
Yeah.
they were going back and forth. But I think this year we're gonna see something different because now we added a shooter and DiVincenzo. I think the chemistry is gonna be wild crazy this year because now you got a full year of Jalen. I mean, we already had a full year of Jalen Brunson, but we're gonna have a full year of Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, and then you know that's gonna add another dimension because DiVincenzo he's another all around player and he's a good two-way player. So
Yeah.
you know that's gonna be
Three
able
and
to,
D. Yeah.
yeah,
Three
he's a
and
good,
D player.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's gonna take pressure off of Julius Randle because remember these are guys. I see you shaking your head and I know you disagree, and that's okay. That's fine because everybody has their own opinion. You know what I mean? But I think that like I think adding Josh Hart last year took us to another level, right? So now you know bringing in DiVincenzo, who actually has championship experience and's been there. I think that's gonna help the Knicks in the long run. And at the price that we got him at 12.5 million, you can't beat that. You know what I mean? You can't beat that. So I'm not mad at our front office for making that move.
But how do you
I'm
feel
gonna
about
say,
them getting rid of Obi Toppin?
and that's where I was
Go
going.
ahead, Coach.
That's it
As
because
far as Obi Toppin goes, I was disappointed. Because I'm an Obi Toppin guy. I was excited. Actually, I was surprised that he dropped to us at 8. Um, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't think Tibbs really, him and Tibbs really clicked. There was times where he was on. There was times that he looked lost. In Tibbs' system. I hope he shines in Indiana. I hope that him and Halliburton go wild crazy. But I was disappointed, man, and I think we could have got more than 2 second-round picks for him.
that
Hey,
goes
Coach, before
to
you go,
that.
I just want to say, Raph, Jordan ain't walking through the door, but if he does,
Oh my God! Oh, they got the Jordan up there.
Jordan on the Wizzy.
But now getting
Good
back
shit.
to the OB trade, okay? Because you said it's going to take less pressure off of Julius, where I think it's going to add more because right now, who is the backup for that kid Isaiah Roby or whatever his name is?
Yeah, yeah.
Or are you going to put Jericho Sims there? Or are you going to put Hartenstein there? Who is now? I did read an article where they said, oh, they might go with Josh Hart or RJ Barrett, but that's going to make us extremely small. So if you do that, then you need to have good shooters out there. DiVincenzo is one, but you're going to need more than just one out there.
Well,
And the other issue, because you were talking about shooters, Tibbs, DiVincenzo is more athletic than Fournier, but we did have a shooter. We did have an elite shooter on this team. Tibbs just doesn't want to use him because of his defensive principles, which I'm not mad at that. He needs to play better defense. But you do have a shooter, and if you don't trade him, what are you going to do? Are you still going to let him sit there all season long? So, and this also goes to the issue between Tibbs and management because they're not aligned together. We as Giants fans know about that. We've been through that. That's why, we loved having a GM and a head coach that are eye to eye.
On the same
When
page, yeah.
when you have this.
Go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, it's just that's my issues with the team. I want to be wrong, man. I mean, Julius, I've said it before, he's uber talented. Yes, there are times he can go, but there are so many times when he's sitting there arguing with the referees, and then when you go F you to the fans, bro.
Yeah,
I don't care.
That still got Coach
Yeah,
tight.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to that though, Coach, like from what I understand, because me and my guy T-Town, we do Nixon ish. He's the host of the show. And we do our little recaps, or as much as we can. You know what I mean? And I recall a fan that was at the game, right? A fan that was at the game where these people was disrespecting his wife and kids at the game.
You're a pro. You don't acknowledge that.
You
don't acknowledge it.
Where these people literally had to escort his family out of the game because the fans were wild crazy. So if he's reacting to the fans because of that, I don't blame him. You know what I mean? As far as the complaining to the refs, I don't have no argument with you there, Coach. I completely agree. I think he should shut the hell up and just play. Because when you on it, you're hard to be stopped. You know what I mean? But he has to fix that problem. And I hope that this year he said he's trying to fix that whole mental problem that he's having or whatever. He's trying to fix that. So I hope that this year he it's a little different. But you forgot to mention one person. If I'm not mistaken, I think this kid shot almost 40% from the 3-point line this year, Quentin Grimes.
I did speak about Quentin Grimes. I spoke about him earlier, and I said Julius is holding him back. Because there are times when he just disappears. Man, the kid has it. He's an D player, and what I know for a fact, when he was coming out, wasn't he a point guard coming out of high school? And before he went to Kansas, and then they adjusted his game, and then he transferred to Houston. So he has great ball skills. He has elite defensive abilities. It's just that I think Julius holds him back because he's deferring to him, and now you have Jalen there, so he's deferring even more, where his game is not growing. Now, if you had to put him on the second unit and let him grow, that's a different story. But he still needs to be a starter. So it's hard with him, and it's Tibbs' offense. I will agree with that. Tibbs' offense does not translate well to the NBA today, and that's what's hurting his team more than anything. Tibbs is probably maybe 65% of the issue. Julius is another 25%, and then everything else.
I agree that Tibbs, he's still in back in the day mode. I think that he's. I hope that eventually Johnny Bryant steps in, because I think Johnny Bryant is that guy. I think he's gonna be the successor, because I feel like these players they connect well with Johnny Bryant. But I think that this year we're gonna see something different out of Quentin Grimes. I think every year he's gotten better. I think, to me, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing, I think he's gotten better. I think last year, the injury kind of affected him towards the end of the season, where his shot broke.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? And it's not easy to play with that type of injury. But even defensively, like he showed that grit in the playoffs when he got hurt, and he still stole a ball from Jimmy Butler. Like, that's big for you to do as a young kid. You know what I mean? So he showed some kind of grit there. But
how y'all feel about Mitchell Robinson? That's a name I haven't heard y'all bring up?
I feel like Mitch. You know, I think he's a good player. I think there's some. I think he might. He might. I don't know because from what you see in workout videos, obviously, like you see him banging threes and taking people to the basket off the dribble, like killing. But we never see that on the game in the game. So I just don't know what to, you know, I know that he's good at putbacks and grabbing rebounds. He's a good defender. You know what I mean?
Cleanup guy.
He's a good cleanup guy, but offensively, I don't know what's in his bag because Tibbs doesn't use him that way.
See, and that's the thing. That's the other. See, we keep going back to Tibbs, where it should be pick and roll with him and Jalen Brunson.
Right.
It should be pick and roll because and you get the lob. Now the one thing I will say, Mitchell has to improve his free throw shooting.
Yes,
he has to, because if he doesn't improve that free throw shooting, then teams are just going to do the one simple thing. They're just going to foul him, and it becomes a liability. So, and then the other thing is Hartenstein. One of the things I remember everyone talking about is he's a great stretch five. He can shoot the three, but I did not see him doing that this year. Like we were talking about shooters earlier.
I could have told you that. I had him in Houston. I could have told you couldn't shoot.
That's true though. You're right because when he was with the Clippers, they was he was they was using him behind the 3-point line. So
exactly. So and that that goes back to coaching. Dante and I will tell you, coaching matters more than people want to give it credit for.
Oh yeah,
and that's the biggest thing. And Tibbs is I call him my grandson. He's a big Chicago Bulls fan. And he was like, Granddad, watch. He's like, you're going to end up hating Tibbs. You're going to end up hating him. And he was right.
Fans hate him, man. Twitter, they kill him on Twitter, bro.
Yeah.
And you said earlier too that Tibbs gives him the green light, gives Julius Randle the green light. He's a smart player. So you ought to know you don't need to manipulate and the years before I got it, it wasn't that much talent. Last year, there were quite a couple of times that I caught him where Brunson was coming for the ball and he said, no, just go down, and he's bringing up the ball. He brought the ball down, dribble, and then shoot the ball. So those are some of the things. Now that can't be Tibbs because when your point guard is coming for you, that's like in football, that's your quarterback. That can't be the running back telling the quarterback, no, just get out the way, let him snap the ball to me. No, the quarterback has to. If the point guard comes for the ball, as a big man, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to give him the ball, and go down and do what you're supposed to do. And those are the things that I look at as a coach. That I'm like, yo, why is he doing it? Why is he blowing him off? You've now got a point guard. You do have a legitimate point guard who can help elevate your game because he'll put the ball in the right spot, and then he can attack the rim, and you can either he can get you on the kick out, or you can follow up, come get some monster rebound dunks, whatever. I mean, and those, yes, Tibbs is the one that enabled him, but you know what? You're a smart player. All right. Just because he enables you doesn't mean you go ahead and do with what he says. You read the defense. What are they doing? You know what? If they're crashing, and that's the other thing. When the defense double teams him, what is he always doing? Bobbling the ball, turning the ball over. You gotta feel that. You gotta feel that. You gotta know that. You gotta know it's coming. If you gotta kick the ball out, let him swing it around, and it'll come back to you, and then you can attack the defense. So.
I mean, but you gotta give him credit when he does it though, because there's been a bunch of times this season where he's been double, triple teamed, and he has found. And there's a whole bunch. Trust me, because I do shorts. Videos.
So I'm gonna be following you now.
There's been a bunch of times where he passes it off and he hits Grimes in the corner. He hits RJ, or you know what I mean. So he does look for his teammates. He would average, instead of averaging 4 assists. Julius Randle could average possibly 6 to 7 assists if guys actually hit their shots.
So basically, what you're saying is DiVincenzo might help elevate his assist game too, which will probably open up the.
I really do think so. I think this year.
So would you start
times and DiVincenzo knocking down a lot of 3-pointers, bro? I'm telling you.
Would you start DiVincenzo over Grimes then?
No, I would keep Grimes in the starting lineup, and I would have DiVincenzo coming off the bench. He's always been that guy coming off the bench. And then you add that with Josh Hart coming off the with Quick and them.
Quickly,
and you got a nice elusive second
team. That's
okay.
You got a nice young second unit that could run and gun, bro, because you got 3 gunners right there, and Quickly, DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart that could run the floor, go coast to coast on you at any time.
I won't. And Hartenstein is good with getting the ball down court. I agree with that. I don't have an issue with. But
touchdown passes.
But now the question, the issue is with the starting lineup, because it's the same starting lineup. So, I mean, I just hope that they improve their game. That's all I can say. And we can get a nice backup for, because if that's the case. And Julius can play in a true team concept and not manipulate the ball. And personally speaking,
he's got to humble himself. He's got to really humble himself, and he's got to accept the fact that this is Jalen Brunson's team.
His team, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He's really got to humble himself and accept that, man. And I think
they'll be all right. Seen the podcast. I don't know if y'all seen the podcast with Julius Randle, and he said it. You know, he says he's willing to be that third option on the team. So he's willing to let everybody else do them. You know. So
we talked about Julius Randle, Maxey, Murray, Toppin, Adebayo. There's one common thread with all them guys.
Oh boy, here we go with the Connecticut twist.
Kentucky.
I had to have another outfit. Kentucky. Talk about them Wildcats.
Oh boy.
Let's go. I like that.
Breezy. What's up, Breezy?
Oh, what up, Breezy?
Breezy, what's good with you?
Chilling, man. I'm fucking about to jump on the train, man. I'm gonna just listen. I'm gonna jump in the chat.
All right.
Yeah, man. I know Breezy want to get his spill. With the
I know we monopolize
the Nets, man.
We monopolize
here though on the spaces. I heard you early on the spaces, in the Giant spaces, and I heard you going in on the whole DJ thing, and you know, it's kind of wild, man. Like New York fans are crazy, bro. Like it's the funniest thing.
I put it out here, bro. Are New York sports fans dumb? Because that seems to be what people been saying, man. And it's like, are you really going off of practice, man?
Well, you know what I'm saying? To be frustrated though. I mean, you guys have been a long time since the Knicks have been really pertinent in the NBA, and I talked about this. Coach, we talked about this on our other show the other day. Yeah. The NBA only does better when the Celtics, Lakers, Knicks, those old school teams are doing well. I'd love to see the Knicks have a resurgence, man. But they're, like Coach said, I think they're just missing a piece or two. But you guys were fifth last. I mean, that's not bad. You had a great year last year.
Yeah, and listen, I think that Leon Rose is doing a good job. I think that listen. I know a lot of fans are mad at him, right? Because he hasn't brought in that star that he's promised everybody. But you got to understand one thing, right? These stars come with bad packages, man. Like, just and I hate to always do this, but you just look at what the Brooklyn Nets went through.
You got to have the right superstars. You can't just put 3 superstars together. You got to have the right ones.
Yes, right. And then to get a superstar, you got to tear up your whole foundation.
Don't lose your bench. Good point. Don't lose your bench over a superstar.
So right now, everybody, man, we should have got Donovan Mitchell. We should have gave it. Bro, for Donovan Mitchell, they wanted R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Quentin Grimes. Are you serious, bro? 6 first-round picks. There goes our whole team. We might as well just say, you know what? I'll throw in Julius Randle too. Here, you might as well. So
Yeah, you can't give up too much.
then, coach, check this out, right? So then, what happens with Knicks fans, right? So then we destroy him like we did Melo, right? So we bring in Melo, we give him nothing, and then we destroy him for giving him nothing.
You're not going to get an argument from there. I mean, I said when it came to Donovan Mitchell, the NYG will tell you. He was like, "Would you?" I said, "Nope, I'm not giving up all that. Nope." Because I agree. It tears.
So right now, so then you come in and you bring Donovan Mitchell in. So now everybody's forget it. Now we got a party in front of MSG because we got Donovan Mitchell, right? The day of, everybody's excited, everybody's happy, but then we can't get no playoffs. We can't get to the playoffs because what? Now we ain't got nobody to put around him. Now the fan base switches up on Donovan Mitchell and they want him out of here.
I'm not going to disagree.
And that's how it go down. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with the New York Giants and this Daniel Jones thing. It just it's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? It's not good enough because it's not flashy. It's not what you want. You wanted Justin Herbert. You wanted Josh Allen. You know, you wanted Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, or whoever you want. Is not good enough. You know what I'm saying? The New York fan base, and this is what I've been honing on. It's changed from the old school where the New York teams had actual teams. You know, it was what do you call it? Superstars that don't have necessarily an ego, so to speak. You know, you had your Derek Jeters, you had your Eli Mannings, you know what I'm saying? Patrick Ewing, you know, like it was that era. And now the era in New York is like, you got to get the hottest name, the hottest name on the market. Otherwise, the fan base is going to trash you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Then they want the front office fired because they didn't make the trade that you wanted. Like this whole season, you know, fire Leon Rose because we didn't trade for Paul George or Zach LaVine or Karl Anthony Towns.
No.
Coach hates it, but I still think Zion ends up there too.
Fire him because they want to trade Julius for Zion, and Zion can't even play 30 games.
No,
I gotta keep it in his pants first.
I love Zion coming out of Duke. Don't get me wrong, but no. I'm a big dude. I'm a big sexy fatty. I love it. But on the same token, bro, in basketball, you can't be that big, bro. You can't. You can't and sustain, man. You gotta.
He gets in good shape, Coach. Say he gets in good shape, keeps his dick in his pants, and he wants to come play in New York. You take him?
Oh my goodness!
He's getting himself in trouble with that thing, you know.
Listen, imagine those problems here in New York. Oh my goodness!
But say he shows this year that he's done with the problems, has a good year, and the next year is an opportunity to bring him in. Would you do it?
Man, you know why I won't.
New York would eat Zion Williamson alive.
That's exactly right. And then you got all the chicks out here that do that. He'll go crazy out there.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. RJ is built for New York, right? And Zion isn't. Don't forget, RJ's father played at St. John's, so he's got New York in his system. Even if he's from Toronto, up in Canada. He's made for New York. He really is. His talent doesn't match his heart and his grit and his desire. He's good, but he's made for New York. Zion, I'm telling you, look, man, he was injured down in New Orleans, and he was down there eating his butt. See, look at you.
Now, do you know who this is? If you can name him, that's even better.
No, it's not Walter Berry. No, wait a minute. No, it's not Chris Mullin. No, Mark Jackson.
Felipe Lopez.
That's right.
Remember him?
Yeah, no, I forgot about Felipe. But Felipe. 13. When I think of St. John, that's why I was like, wait a minute. 13 is Mark Jackson.
I was gonna do Melo too because you mentioned him, but.
Wow. But we did that the other day. So trust me, this man got all the jerseys. He got all the jerseys, man. jerseys, baseball cards. He has it all.
I got a lot of junk. I
got
got a lot of sports junk. I love talking sports, man. So I'm so glad that you let me on here. Unpopular.
Yo, send me the link.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. I'm glad to have you on here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Love talking hoops.
I like talking sports with you guys, man. Word.
Most def. So
Appreciate
I subbed you up too, bro. I subbed you up, bro.
No
so
doubt,
I'll
no
be
doubt,
following
man.
you.
Check out, man. Check out that Who Run the City, man. Kev be on there, man. I love listening to y'all on Saturdays, man.
Going in on Breezy all the time, man. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy, man. You see, I troll him with the picture, you know.
Yeah, yeah, man.
That's my guy.
We're gonna start to wrap it up here, man. We're gonna get into a little quick hits, man. You know what I'm saying? So, basically, man, to wrap it up, man. This Yankees team, man, is pathetic. I don't know what to say. I'm sick of them. You know what I'm saying? They get on my nerves. I want Cashman going. I want Boone going. I want this whole thing.
I gotta tell you.
Hold on, Rafi. Let me get on my rant, on my Yankee rant, man. You know what I'm saying? I do this once every show. You know what I'm saying, man? And in honor of Jeffy, I gotta keep the ranting going, man. Honor my man Jeffy T, because he would rant on the Mets all the time. This Yankees team is ass. They are garbage. Look, man, you have $300 million players all over the place, and ain't none of them producing shit. Not Giancarlo Stanton, not goddamn Aaron Judge. He stay hurt. You know what I'm saying? Garrett Cole, he's pitching, but shit, he can't hit the damn ball. So I mean, you losing to Chicago White Sox. You're losing it to Houston. You lose to every damn body. You lose to the freaking Mets. I mean, like you're just a trash team, and to throw out this team with this payroll and tell your fans, yeah, we good. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, seriously, man, the Yankees organization should be ashamed of themselves right now.
What are we talking about?
I am embarrassed to be a Yankees fan.
I feel you.
Embarrassed.
No,
I'd rather be a Mets fan right now, because at least the Mets get it. At least they said it ain't working. Let's get them out of here.
Yeah, I'll give you
Not
that.
Cashman. Not Cashman.
No.
Nah, yo, we good over here. We good. You're in last place. You're in last place in your division. But yet you got the highest payroll. You in last place. You barely 500. Barely.
Look, my issue is the analytics. Everything is based off of analytics. It's not used as a tool to help. It is the end all be all. And I say the same thing. Well, if you're basing everything off of analytics, doesn't the other team have the same analytics that you have, so they know what you're going to do, and you don't think that they're going to adjust off of that? Where as a coach, exactly, as a coach, I get stats, I get analytics, but I also coach off of what's happening. Dante, you can attest to this. You adjust to what's happening during the course of the game. So sometimes just because the analytics say this, you know what? Johnny Dominate might be doing something totally different. So for a change, let's do this. Let's change it up just a little bit. And and then where is the old school hit and run? I'm sorry. This swinging for the fence and leading the league in strikeout. Man, what happened to the simple bunts? But why are we not working on bunting during spring training? I understand you got big, powerful guys and fans want to see home run, but sometimes I want to see smart baseball. You now have the opportunity where you can only throw over 2 times. Why are you not stealing like crazy? And then Michael Kay had made a big thing about this yesterday with Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo is supposed to be the healthiest he's ever been in a long, but he said there was a game there, he got thrown out from second base when the ball was hit to right field with a right fielder who has a weak arm
running.
And what he said, what Michael Kay said is he believes that Giancarlo is afraid to go all out because he's worried about pulling a hamstring. Because Giancarlo is a fast guy. He said when he's in the outfield, he can run straight line. It's just turning the corner on the bases. He has concerns that Giancarlo is worrying about pulling a hamstring if he goes full out running the bases.
You can pull a hamstring anytime. Jogging,
exactly.
You can pull a hamstring.
Exactly.
Right, and that's what he was doing. He was jogging around the bases. He wasn't running. He was jogging. And you paying him $300 million for that?
And that's my point. And you're stuck. And that's where sometimes some hitting away, simple steal. I mean, when it goes back to what I was saying about stealing, you have some decent speed with some guys, but then you look at Aaron Judge and Giancarlo, who are built like tight ends in football or defensive ends, but they're what do we always say about back in the day? They're all shit guys because they're always pulling a hamstring. That's a problem, man. That's a problem. Where what? For me, you're supposed to be an elite athlete, man. And if the working out, the getting the muscles, because that's really what it is. You're stretching the muscles. Stas always talks about that. They need to stop with the working out and get a little bit leaner, so that way they can take advantage. You have to have that even balance. But they want to hit those 400 and 500 home runs instead of, I'd rather, just get it over the fence. I'd rather you do that. Get it over the fence. I don't care if it goes 399 yards versus 500. If it goes over the fence, it's still 1 point or 1 run. So it does the same thing. So if you lose a little bit of muscle mass, but you can be quicker and more agile, man, do that shit. Do that shit. Get rid of analytics as everything and adjust your workout regimen. But I'm with you. Cashman, he needs to go, but Steinbrenner ain't going to do that. Boone needs to go because look, they'll just give the analytics and then they'll say this is the lineup based off of analytics. Okay, so if I'm on the other team, this is the lineup that they're going to have. So I already know what they're going to do. So I know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to pitch them. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Raph. Go ahead, Raph. You got it, bro.
Yeah, how can I explain it about it? Even though that I'm a Yankee fan, this has been like a disaster. I mean, this whole team, this whole offense has been like a freaking disaster from the beginning to overall. I mean, Josh can measure baseballs, but the defense and the offense for the 2023 New York Yankees has been like, it was been like disgusting. They suck ass. I was like, oh my goodness, what the fuck is going on for the New York Yankees?
Ain't it? It's bad. It's pretty bad.
That's very bad. I mean, Judge and Gleyber Torres, they're the only 2 regulars they have in the ball league or Rich over right now. But the pain is real. I mean, they're not some bombers for the Browns. I mean, what can I say about it? Brian Cashman needs to go right now. For the people that say, oh, he won't retire until 2024. I mean, look, if they need to have to go for it because they need like a solid defense. But instead about that, we suck. We suck over and over and over again all these games. And we have the possibility to go to the playoffs. Because right now, the performance and the happiness, because of leadership, the manager, Aaron Boone, I mean, we are the last ones. And he has to bear the shit the head of the season has been like directed by anything about it. I mean, what the fuck is going on for the Yankees? Because they need Brian Cashman out of here. We need to improve that defense. We need Brian Cashman to get out of here. So,
can I say
it's rough, man? Go ahead, Kev. Let Kev get in there.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I think the biggest problem that the Yankees have is honestly Hank Stein. It's the owner, bro.
Exactly.
He's the one.
You can't change the owner, though. Yeah, that's the thing.
Brian Cashman is the guy that has to answer to that man. Because if it was up to Brian Cashman, you got to remember one thing, bro. This guy, Brian Cashman, that runs this team right now, he was there with George Steinbrenner He's the guy
Been
that
there
George
25
Steinbrenner used
years.
to be like, yo, you go
25
sign that
years.
man. Listen, George Steinbrenner used to be like, yo, listen, you better go sign me those guys right now. And he used to get it done. So my biggest thing is I don't really think it's a Brian Cashman problem. I think it's a owner problem. I think he's the one that's holding everything back. He don't want to spend no money no more. And he's turned Yankee Stadium. It's not for the fans. It's more for a profit.
Corporate America,
But you know, as far as like we got so much young talent, but he doesn't bring them down. Like, you know, it's a whole big thing. But you know, I as far as this year, I think it's a wash. I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. I think we're done. And you know, it's a disappointing season, and I think both New York teams fail miserably. Because the Mets are just as bad as we are because they signed all these players. They were talking.
They just traded Justin Verlander to the Astros.
Right.
Dante, the Astros fan up here.
It's crazy, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm gonna land the plane because my battery's about to die. I appreciate y'all for letting me come up and talk sports with y'all.
Anytime, Kev, man. Anytime, man.
I'm gonna be watching more often, bro.
No doubt, man. Anytime, man. Appreciate you, man. Coming through, man. Tapping in with us.
All right, y'all. Good night, fellas.
You know what?
Good night.
Anytime we're not rivalries. That's y'all in Boston. But when the Astros and Yankees play, you know it get real heated every time we play.
Yeah.
But don't you know, I get real happy when the Yankees make those type of mistakes. It's the same mistakes every single night. Whether if they go out they run the bases, they don't run the bases right. They don't know how to put a ball in play. They don't know how to put a ball in play. And my coach always used to tell me, when man on base, don't try to swing for the fences. Just put the ball.
Always.
Exactly.
Make contact.
You put the ball in play, no matter what it is, you're putting that pressure on the defense to make a play. And the Yankees got too many guys that hit for power. First of all, you got Stanton that just want to hit a home run. Aaron Judge pretty much is the only one I can say that can hit for average and hit for power. You got Volpe, seems lost at the plate. He don't seem like he seems like he's overwhelmed in the big leagues as of right now.
Yeah, he is.
You got it's a lot of guys in that lineup that they gave away Aaron Hicks. Look how he's doing in Baltimore.
Yeah, but I mean Hicks wasn't doing shit. I ain't mad
I believe it's the pressure of New York though. I believe it's the pressure of New York.
For a lot of guys,
he's doing better in New York. That's why he's doing better in Baltimore. Same thing with Joey Gallo. He couldn't hit a roll of toilet paper. He gets out of Gallo. He's all of a sudden hitting home runs with the Twins. But you got one pitcher outside. You got Garrett Cole. That's probably the one consistent pitcher that the Yankees got. Nestor Cortez is getting beat around. He's not the same pitcher. Marino, who we put about 30 home runs and about 30 home runs and damn near about the second inning.
Herman, he got problems.
Domingo Herman got problems.
Rodon, what's his name? Rodon.
He's awful. God, dude sucks. And you signed him in the offseason?
Because of the last year because of what he did.
The man almost coming off a Cy Young.
Man be giving up averaging like 5 runs a game. Dude is trash.
Oh my God!
And we paid for this. He's supposed to be the second ace on the team next to Garrett Cole. You paying him like an ace pitcher?
I wish he was on the Liberty. Damn.
This is pathetic, man. I'm telling you, bro. This is bad, man. But yeah, man. We're gonna wrap it up, man. We've been on here for a minute, man. But Coach, man, let's get into Coach's Corner, man. Talk to us a little bit about college, man, and WNBA.
Oh, that's my story.
You on the WNBA, man? So
WNBA, I'm gonna start with because the big game happened this past Sunday. The Liberty got major revenge against the Las Vegas Aces. When I say they put the smack down on the Aces, they put they were up by 40 points on the number one team in the WNBA. They ended up winning by 38, but they sent a strong message. So Sabrina Ash, oh my gosh, she is just bawling her butt out. I mean, it's becoming they're gaining more confidence, and I think this game really is going to help them. Now they play the Aces 3 more times this month. One is because of the cup tournament. They played them on the 15th, and then they played 2 more home and away to close out or for their series for the season. So, but over the season, it would be 5 games. So, but it's really positioned them there. They have a stronghold on the number 2 seed in the WNBA. The Aces, I will still commend. They only have 3 losses. So, and it's really coming down to 3 teams. It's coming down to Las Vegas, New York, and Connecticut. Now, everyone else is fighting. Dallas can, make a little noise here or there. New York, I will say this: they have to stop being inconsistent. They have to stop playing down to certain teams because some of their key losses are to teams that they should not have lost to. Atlanta, Dallas is okay. Minnesota, but then they lose to Minnesota at home, but then turn around the next game to go to Minnesota and blow them out. So that's the thing with them. I know they're still filling each other out because they just brought a new team together. But this team, when they play together, they are elite, and it's going to be hard to beat them. Stewie can take over. Now, Steph Dawson has been out with injuries now for quite some time. She says she's supposed to be coming back this week. I think that's going to help get some toughness for them, especially down the lane, and it's going to help John Quell. But they still have elite talent. I'm trying to find out what happened to Han Zhu. That's the 6'10" player that they have from China. I don't know if she's still playing.
Dang, 6'10".
6'10", and she can shoot the 3. She can shoot the 3.
Wow.
So, she's 6'10". They go. Yeah. She got it.
She's the number 1 player in China.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, right now I'm watching Phoenix and Washington with you had Diana Taurasi reach the 10,000 point plateau. No one else is even close. The next closest player,
shout out to her.
It's 70, basically 7,500 points. So she's blown it away, and she needed 18 to get the 42, the 10,000, but she scored 42. So I think she was over by 24 points, and I don't know what she has tonight, but oh my gosh, I just love me some Sophie Cunningham. But yeah, right now Washington is trailing Phoenix. Again, I love WNBA.
Sorry, Coach, no WNBA jersey to put on for you. Sorry, Coach.
That's something you don't got. See, so now you gotta go out and get a WNBA jersey, man. So
go ahead. Complete your collection. Dante, jump in here with the WNBA. Give your thoughts, man.
Oh man, I love the WNBA too, Coach. Man, it's good to have 2 coaches up here that love the same thing. So far, I am a diehard Dallas Wings fan, and we just and it seemed like that frustration, that ass whooping that they took versus the New York Liberty, they posted out on us because we lost by 30. But at the end of the day, we the same damn team since last year. But talent, more actual talent. We have more actual talent on the team. We still got during 15 and 14. And the losses to the Chicago Sky when the coach James Wade decides to go to be assistant coach in the NBA, that team is still playing hard. But also the Dallas Wings, when they're on, they can beat anybody in the WNBA. They have one of the talented scorers in the league in Arike Gubawale. Why people double her so much? That step back is lethal. You also got champion Natasha Howard on that team, but we play down to our opponent's level. And I'm like, when I'm seeing us beat the New York Liberty right after the All-Star break, and I'm saying, yes, man, we have the potential to be good, but then we go downgrade versus the Chicago Sky. We go downgrade again. I'm like, oh Lord, yeah, we can lose to anybody in the WNBA. Also, But the one team that's a dark horse to win it all for the WNBA championship that I think that proposed much as a threat to the Liberty and the Vegas Aces is the Connecticut Sun. Their defense really, really good. Alyssa Thomas is oh my God.
Oh gosh.
She can play. She can't shoot, but that girl can play on any team in the WNBA with her point guard skills, with her ability to drive down the lane. And trust me, if you're on a fast break, you might well take it out at the other end because she's going to find you for easy or easy jump shot. That's how good she is, and she can also rebound the basketball. She's the ultimate quarterback of the offense for that Connecticut Sun. DeWanna Bonner also can put the ball in a basket too. They got very good role players as well on that team. So that's a team as a dark horse for the WNBA title. The Minnesota Lynx is getting hot. They're getting hot, and Abyssal Collier is a walking bucket. Single night, that girl is really, really good and really, really skilled.
Diamond Miller.
East.
From where I used to live at, I used to watch her in junior high school, so I just wanted to put that out there.
That girl, that Minnesota Lynx, they start off 0-7, but most of those games were close games that they actually lost. They failed to finish those games. Now they're finishing some of these games the halfway part of the season. It's going to be an interesting ending of the WNBA season, but it's a lot of dark horses also out there. The Atlanta Dream, they can beat anybody, but also lose to anybody in the WNBA. They starting to fall apart a little bit with Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray. I thought they were really going to take off in the middle of the All-Star break, but WNBA is interesting, man. It's getting down to the closing points, and I can't wait to see though that three-headed monster between the Aces and Connecticut Sun and the New York Liberty, man. Those two are some really great teams.
Exactly. Great summation. And now getting into college real quick. The big news has always been the realignment. I mean, the Pac-12, man, you got to feel for him. But as I said tomorrow in my show, tomorrow on Shadow Worlds Radio, Coach Ed's Reading Attack. I said who's at fault, and a lot of people were blaming the Big Ten because they said the Big Ten started it by taking USC and UCLA, and I say no. It started with the Pac-12 themselves, their old commissioner, greed. They switched their format in terms of going to Pac after dark. So you cut off the Central and the East Coast for the fan base of watching those games. So you lose a demographic there. When ESPN wanted to go half on the Pac-12 network, you told them no. You wanted to do it yourself. So that took away your distribution opportunities because companies like Comcast, Cox, they don't want to put that into the what you call it. But if you had ESPN along with it, you would have had the opportunity. You get the new commissioner. When Oklahoma and Texas and a lot of Big 12 teams wanted to come to the Pac-12, you told them no. You looked down upon them when you had the opportunity to take some good quality teams and strengthen your league. So you told them no because you felt you were better than them. Then when Oklahoma and Texas left behind that, you had the opportunity to also still crush the Big 12. But no, you didn't do that. You allowed the Big 12 to go out and get 4 teams in BYU, Cincinnati, UCF, and who am I forgetting? UCF. Houston. You allowed them to come to the Big 12. That strengthened them. And then the Big 12, because ESPN was giving one television contract. So the Big 12 jumped the Pac-12 to get that television contract. So now you were stuck trying to find a television contract. And you had Apple who came to you with an offer. Come to find out it was like $25 million, but it would increase based on subscriptions that the league got as a whole, which could increase it, but more than likely, teams don't want to sit around and guess. They want the bottom line, which is why Oregon, Washington, Colorado, Arizona State, and Utah are left the Pac-12, and they went over to the Big Ten and the Big 12 because of stability. In the Big 12, you're getting about $32 million per year. In the Big Ten, even though Washington and Oregon are going to get a half a share. Everyone else is going to be getting around 75 to 80 million dollars a year, far exceeding every
Wow.
other league except for the SEC. Then you have the ACC, where Florida State is openly, their president is having an open board meeting talking about the displeasure that they have in the ACC, that they want more opportunities financially. But you have a contract, you have a TV contract that's locking you into 2036. But here's the thing, every other league after 2030 is going to have another television contract where they can negotiate and they're going to get more money. But in the ACC, you're roughly getting about $35 million. But you have the teams like Clemson, Florida State, who want to get more money because they bring in more eyeballs for football. So they want to have a tier type of system as opposed to an equal payout. So it's total chaos right now. You have the last four teams in the Pac-12: Stanford, Cal, Oregon State, and Washington State. They don't know where they're going to play at. The ACC is right now vetting if they're going to include Cal and Stanford in the ACC. Figure that out. You got teams on the East Coast.
Cal and Stanford. Hold up.
Exactly.
Cal in the ACC? Nah.
Yes,
See.
yes.
I'm an ACC guy. I'm a Carolina fan. For those that don't know, when it comes to college, more of a college basketball fan than a college football fan. But yeah, Cal in the ACC. Nah, I'm not feeling that.
But you talked about NFL realignment before. Even this logistically sounds crazy. Like Oregon making these trips to Oregon to Penn State, Oregon to it's crazy. Between that and the transfer portal, it's crazy in college football.
In all college sports, man,
it's changed so much.
What's good, Tommy?
People talk about in college sports, the NCAA themselves, they are not the governing body. They're letting each conference do whatever they want. But now they also the NCAA is trying to turn to the government to create regulations to try and quell this, when it should be you. It should be you. You should be the one setting the regulations in reference to this, for the transfer portal, for NIL. I get NIL. I get it. Kids should be getting the money. But I get what you're saying. You shouldn't have one school saying to a kid, hey, you come over here and I'm going to give you $5 million, when your school is not going to be able to give you the $5 million. What is the kid going to do? He's going to jump at that opportunity, which I can't
blame him either. Got to get the money.
No, you can't. You go get the money, do what you got to do. So right now in college sports, it's total chaos. And who's going to penalize? Because schools that, with the travel, they might have to get rid of some of their programs. And that's going to be the problem.
But you're thinking about travel. We're talking about football, which they got tons of money. What about the Oregon volleyball team?
Exactly.
Traveling to Penn State and stuff like that. How does that all make sense?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And that's the thing. Now, in the Big Ten, they talk about it, but I'm going to be honest. If you're getting $75 million and then you're going to increase as you go along, possibly getting to $100 million, there's going to come a point in time they're going to be able to sustain their programs. But programs like Oregon State, like Cal, right now, they're in a situation that eventually they're going to have to cut their volleyball team, their track and field team, all those programs, because they don't have the money. Because now, if those schools have to go into like the Mountain West, where they instead of getting $25 million, they're going to be getting $8 million off of the television payout. So that's the issue in terms of it, and that's why it's sad what's happened to the Pac-12.
Not to mention the rivalries: Oregon State, Washington State.
Oregon State said they're going to work to keep it going, but I haven't heard anything about Washington State. But yes, you're right. All the others, with UCLA, with USC, with Arizona, there are still certain rivalries that were good for college sports. So, I'm a Big Ten fan. It's a catch-22. I like the fact that Big Ten is growing, but in the same token, are you growing too fast? And you're not doing it right, because you got 4 Western teams, and then the next closest is 1,500 miles away in Nebraska.
It's like the Big 30 now or something.
Yeah. So
yeah, right.
but now, eventually, what's probably going to end up happening, you're going to end up coming down to the two major conferences and then the Big 12.
Yeah.
That's probably what's going to, depending on what happens with the ACC. If they can break that grant of rights and get out of that contract, you're going to see Clemson, you're going to see Florida State in the SEC. Miami will probably go there, but the Big Ten is going to push for them because they're an AAU ally. So, and the Big Ten does want to get a footprint into Florida. And then this way, and then they also want to try and get North Carolina, Virginia, and Duke because that'll also strengthen basketball because that's also a moneymaker. And then it also strengthens, and then in football, you have the playoff because right now they're going to 12 teams. And I really think they're going to eventually go up to more games than that.
12 too many. I think 8 should have been fine. Since when, at the end of a college season, do you think the 9th, 10th, or 12th team could have made it? 8 will get those little colleges that are undefeated in there. I think 8's all you need.
But go look at the FCS. The FCS plays with 16, and they do it very well. And that's the model.
That 12 just seems like an uneven number, like 8 or 16.
No, that's why I said
straight bracket.
But that's why
anybody getting buys.
No, that's why I said they're going to expand the teams and then they're going to expand the playoffs. Yeah. And I think they're going to go to something like 16. And then, because right now they're talking about it's supposed to have been 5 automatics and then one of the best of the group of whatever. But they're going to have to redo that to make. Bottom line is they're just going to try and get more teams in from the SEC and the Big Ten, to be honest, because I think they're going to be getting paid, if I'm not mistaken. Each team that you have in there, you also get like $8 million, or now it's $6 million, and I think it's going up to $8 million because of the TV money.
This whole conversation just revolves around.
It's all about money.
It's all about money. It's all about the players, the kids, the coaches, the schools. It's only money, and it's a shame.
It's only, and that's what it is. But hey, college is a business.
No pun intended.
College is a business. Hey, you charge students to come in to get their education. You're charging. It's a business. I get it. It's not right. It takes away from it. It takes away from the nostalgia of you watching college sports and saying they're doing it for the love of the game, not for money. Well, guess what? Now they're doing it for the money. Yeah. They're doing it for the money.
How many college kids actually make it to the pros? Like, there's tons that don't.
I mean, there are thousands.
And there's only a few that make it. NBA,
exactly.
I mean, in the NBA, there's not a lot that make it. So all these kids that'll never make it, I don't know. It's just I would hate to be an okay player messing with these kids coming in that just get paid. They want to pay them money. I agree the kids should get paid because the kid that works at the library at the college gets paid. The kid that's at the diner paying you, giving you food, they get paid. Yeah. There's all that work study. They deserve to get paid. But it's like it's a broken system right now, and I just hope they can fix it because college sports is great. We talked about the old Big East basketball.
Yes.
Like I missed that.
Yeah, man, I missed that too. I ain't gonna front.
Connecticut,
Villanova.
That's where realignment first. Yep. You saw it because remember,
that's true.
Back in the Big East, they had Miami, they had Virginia Tech, they had Syracuse, Pittsburgh, and the ACC gobbled all those teams up, and that's what changed everything. Yep. And then you had the football versus the basketball, and then teams were leaving because the basketball didn't want the football anymore, which forced those teams to say, "Well, let me go to whoever I can go to," which is why Rutgers they ended up luckily in the Big Ten. Yep. Because if not, I'll tell you right now, they would have been in the AAC and they would be left without a plate right now. And Rutgers is fortunate.
I just
people try and kill it. Huh?
I think you hit it on the nail saying like who's in charge. Like they need a governing body to say this is how it should be. Not the government, but a governing body to control what you can and can't do, how much money you can offer a kid, where and all that stuff. How long do you have to stay in this conference before you can shake shit up every other year? It's not a this happened 10 years ago and now it's happening again. Look at the last 5 or 6 years, how crazy college sports has gotten.
Yes, I agree with you.
It's only going to get worse unless they do something major to fix it soon.
And that's the thing, you because right now it's all like we said, it's all about the money. It's about the TV markets. That's why the Big Ten is going to prosper. They have the New York market, They have the Baltimore, D.C. market. They have the Philly market. They really do have the Philly market. They have Chicago. They have Seattle. They have Portland. They have L.A. They have Minnesota. They have Ohio. So if you look at all these markets, the TV markets, what does it give you? Viewership, eyes, which is what they want, which is why they're going to grow. The SEC can say they play the best football, but I don't think they're going to make the most money. It's going to be the Big Ten because of the TV markets.
Do you think it's going to end up just being like you said, like 3 or 4 conferences and that's it total?
Major conference
in the long run.
It's going to be 3 major in terms of the playoff, and then everybody else. I think the ACC, if they break the grant of rights, those teams are out of there. They're out of there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the SEC and the Big Ten will do whatever. And I know everyone talks about, they're not really the major one, but yes, it's going to force Notre Dame to go into a conference. And they're going to
ask that. I was just going to ask it because they're the one that always bucks the system and doesn't want to.
And they're going to be in the Big Ten because it's right there and it's the most money. And if the Big Ten says, "Oh, well, you can keep NBC with your home, whatever," they'll do that to get them in there. But you know what? That's pretty much it for alignment. Yeah, because I can go on with it. So,
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt you, but I had to leave right now. But that was a great conversation with you guys. Hey,
appreciate you. Yeah,
I know that in 30 minutes, in less than 30 minutes, well, it's gonna be Wednesday, August 9th, but it's gonna be like a special day because this captain is gonna celebrate his birthday.
Hey,
happy birthday, brother!
Happy birthday, Raphael!
Happy birthday, Rap!
There you go, man.
Happy birthday, my man.
Good job, man. Good job, man. You know what I'm saying?
So,
appreciate you.
Have a great one, folks. And of course, I know that I'm a Yankee fan as well. There's some person that can hate me for this, but salute to everybody else. And of course, have a great night.
You too, man.
Take it easy, man. El Capitan, man. I appreciate you, man. But we're gonna wrap it up, y'all. Before I wrap it up, man, I just want to shout out the 2003 Pro Football Hall of Fame, Rondé Barber, man. You know Rondé, Tiki Barber's brother, man, played for the Bucks, man. You know Don Coryell, the Air Coryell sister, Chuck Howley, Joe Colecco, Darrell Revis Island, Ken Riley, Joe Thomas, Zach Thomas, and DeMarcus Ware, man.
He can sing
too. 9 player, man.
Yeah, really. Salute.
But yeah, man, shout out to the Hall of Famers, man. You know what I'm saying? And we will be back again next Tuesday, same time, man, same channel, man. Shout out to me, Unpopular Opinion Sports, man. Shout out to Coach Ed, man. Coach Ed's amazing world of sports, man. And shout out to my man, Blaze Radio Network, man.
Thank you so much for
Go
having me on.
subscribe to all these content creators that I had on the show today, too. Not to mention Kev, also Raphael, El Capitan, and Coach Dante, as well as Mitch Kofsky, man. So definitely, man, appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, for tuning in to the show tonight, man. I'm going to leave you with the sponsor commercial, and then we're going to hit you with the outro, man. So till next time, y'all, peace.
Shadow Worlds Radio, a radio media outlet. The Read and Attack Show, Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. Go Travels, the go-to for all your sporting events. Wise Consulting Solutions, the wise choice for a better future. The Big Blue Crew, the best damn sports network on YouTube.